Yeah, I mean, that's like, as a kid, the only thing I wanted was just like Elder Scrolls or, but any game, like save load system.
Yeah.
Would be like the coolest power ever.
You would be absolutely panicking if you're having a conversation with me and you just see like in the top corner, like saving.
Quick save.
Sam just hit F5 on his wristwatch. I saw him. He hit F5. Hey, what's up, guys? Another episode of Forehead Fables podcast.
Right.
It's me, Poob, and Pip, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah, and
I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. I'm so sorry about that.
What the fuck was that, dude? Do you want to start over, or do you think
our flow?
Do you think do you think the audience would be okay with that?
I don't care. Oh, well, not that I don't care. I don't think they would. I think they're fine. Hey guys, it's December. Let's say December 8th. We're recording the second episode, and so it should be out by December 16th.
Mm-hmm. Unless
if it doesn't,
unless Stalt is really being lazy.
Yeah. And it's winter.
But I think at latest the 16th it should be out. If it's anything past that, send them some mail, some hate mail. But yeah, you've been having a good. We're gearing up into Christmas territory. Things are getting kind of hectic. I've had that moment where I've started wrapping stuff and then putting them under the tree and realizing that the presents that I have for people are vastly outnumbered by the presents that people have gotten for me. And
what a blessing.
Yeah.
What a true Christmas blessing.
Yeah, it's a Christmas miracle. I've fucking gotten nothing for you guys and you've gotten everything for me.
Yeah. Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so now I'm like kind of panicking. I thought I was doing good because this is unheard of for me. Mine were the first wrapped gifts under the tree. I was like, guys, I was riding that high for a little bit. I was like, it's weird. A lot of presents from Sam under that tree.
3 gifts under that tree.
There was 3 gifts. It was 3 gifts.
Yeah.
And then Abby like guessed what they were immediately. And I was like, you bitch. Don't even if you guess, like don't even tell the person what you think it is.
Barking one's a puppy.
Yeah.
The one shaped.
One shaped like a guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guitar and piano. Okay.
Yeah. So
cool.
I got found out like immediately, and then she went and one-upped everything. So that sucks.
Like an electric guitar instead of an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Like a full dog instead of a puppy. Wow. That's fucked up. Yeah, I guess what Christmas is next week.
Fuck, is it true? Really that? No, it can't be. It can't. It's 10 days from now. 10 days.
Okay.
Yeah. And plus Kwanzaa
next
too.
Week. I mean, it's next week. But oh fuck. Yeah, I just started buying a lot of gifts yesterday and today. I made my list. My family.
You need to watch out, dude, because I've been ordering stuff and it says this is gonna come after Christmas, and so then I have to like change plans. You might be fucked, dude.
Well, I did. From that estate sale website, I just bought a lot of shit, and my worst case scenario is I'm gonna go pick that up tomorrow and just kind of be like, would grandma like this antique pipe? I've already got one cover. I'm gonna give my nephew, I got one of those like classroom skeletons.
Yeah.
But it's a small version, so it looks like a kid's skeleton. And I thought it was cool. I'm like, I probably shouldn't have that in my house. But my nephew's like a little creep. So I thought, he'd really love this. So I've got one covered. And then I've got a lot of stuff coming in the mail. Not very good at wrapping. I'm the guy that buys bags and tissue paper. But I'm also an adult now, so
I like a well wrapped present. I actually take pride in my wrapping ability.
I just don't have okay, freestyle right now. I'll drop a beat.
Wrong kind of rapping. Okay. White people focus on wrapping presents good. Black people focus on putting the words together to the rhythm or something, I think is what it is. And that's the great racial divide. Besides that, we're all the same. That's the only difference.
I'm very
between
bad at wrapping gifts, and it's.
What about rapping to a beat?
Also not great at, but if I had to pick one I was better at.
Not white or black. You're in some sort of limbo.
Some sort of red man. I don't know. If it's too close to Christmas, I'm just gonna buy some goddamn big bags and throw. I mean, I don't think I can fit it. I can't wrap a skeleton or put it in a bag. So
No,
some of them,
the ones that are misshapen are the funniest ones to wrap. Because then he would get this.
So it just look like a little kid's wrapped up in a.
Yeah, it would look like a mummy. It's funny to wrap that.
That would be kind of funny. I just don't. I don't know. I know people that are really good. They get their little bows. That they'll. I know people that'll even like print out little pictures and put them on it. And
I don't go that far.
All these kind of like little accessories.
I just like picking up my wrapped
You can't
gift,
even see the seam,
and the paper doesn't have like a lot of air in between the paper and the gift. That's my version of a well-wrapped gift.
I could wrap a fucking DS cartridge and it looked like I got him an Xbox because I just leave so much fucking room. I don't know how to, and it's like the bottoms are always just like not those pretty little seams. I remember last year I even watched a YouTube video on how to wrap gifts. Did not help a ton. Not very, whatever. That's a woman's work. I'm gonna get a woman to do it. I'll work out.
No,
wrap their own gifts.
I'm of the.
No, you're just really good at it. Okay.
No, I'm cool. Of the sexist opinion. I don't think a woman should be better at me at anything. So I fucking. Right. I'm like, I'll wrap presents better than you will ever wrap presents. I'll sew whatever. I'll do whatever. What, you think you're better than me at woman's work? I'm a man. I'm better at you at woman's work.
I'm better at you. Fuck you. That's cool, man. Yeah. That's cool.
So I have my own apron in the kitchen. I don't know if you saw it. I have my own apron hung up so I can cook.
That's cool.
And yeah, I do it all.
It's one of those gag aprons. It's got like tits and a pussy on it, and they're awesome.
It's just a legit apron. It's got pockets. I'm all about it. It's got a meat thermometer, little place right here for my pencil as well.
I kind of want like a blacksmith's apron. Don't know what I would. Maybe when I don't know.
I feel like
tinkering.
When you get a blacksmith apron, I feel like it's not cool unless it's really worn. You know what I mean? Like a brand new, fresh out the box blacksmith apron. Yeah. You put that on, I think people that are into blacksmithing would look at it and go, oh.
So my friend group would really give me a hard time. Yeah.
That thing's fresh out the box.
What is this, a novice's apron? Yeah. Okay.
My uncle was into blacksmithing, never wore an apron. This is the most insanely like manly thing in the world. It's also super stupid because like I think it's pretty obvious most blacksmiths use an apron. When my uncle would pull his shirt up, his belly was covered in scars from where metal slag would just burn through his shirt. And his stomach was just like pure scar tissue where he was just like, yeah, sometimes metal bites back. And I'm like, that's kind of badass.
It is bad.
But like, why not wear an apron?
Yeah.
I think it's because he was a big fat guy and it just kind of looked weird, like hanging off of his big gut.
Yeah, not as weird as this gross, disgusting, scar-riddled body. Oh, I've got to taper this sword. It needs some water.
Down his
the metal
under his armpit.
Yeah. Lifts up his tummy.
He had a really bad hernia where his belly button poked outward, and it looked like I think I've said this on the show before, but it looked like someone was pushing a soda can up against his belly from the inside, like the bottom of it. It had like a ridge to it, and it was like circular. And even that, because it stuck out further than the rest of his belly, that was all scarred up because it was like the first thing to get burned.
I don't know how hernias work. Do you think it would feel good for him if you sucked on that?
I don't know. I don't know. I do remember. He's dead now. He's dead now. He took that to his grave. But my brother is now developing, I think, a hernia along the same lines. And so when his gets advanced enough, I'll ask him. I'll be like, "You ever have somebody suck on that?"
What if he's like, "I guess I won't know until I try."
Yeah. If it does feel good, he should get a little penis head tattooed on the end of it. I think that would be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, you have two. But
what if it got bigger than his actual? Where am I going with this?
I do remember.
What if he had like a belly button penis?
I went like for continuing ed with my uncle for an industry that I used to be in, and we had a hotel room where we were sharing We're sharing a room, not a bed. We had 2 separate beds. But I came in out of the bathroom and he was laying in bed and it just looked like he had a boner because of his belly hernia sticking straight up. I thought it was hilarious. He didn't think it was very funny. He didn't appreciate me
Looks
laughing.
like a little tiny alien popping out of his belly.
That's what it looked like, yeah.
That's so gross.
Yeah.
I can't wait to just get older and things just start growing on my body that I just don't fully understand.
Yeah. My dad always had like these weird moles that were like different colors on his back and different textures. Like, and I was like,
cancers.
No, I always laughed and I was like, it looks like you like rolled onto like a sidewalk and have a bunch of different pieces of candy stuck to your back hair. Like it's like they're all different.
Do you think they felt good if they got sucked like candy?
He's still alive. I can ask him. Like, Dad, yo, I don't even know if he still has them. But
peppermint one.
Yeah, they're just like all different colors and shit. And I've always wondered, like, am I going to get that stuff?
Yeah, I mean,
because right now it's pristine back there. I don't even have a lot of back hair. And
yeah, my dad's got a perfectly smooth body everywhere, so I'm hoping I just maintain that.
Yeah,
for his chiseled hands. Yeah, I remember once I had a scare where behind my nipple there was like a lump that could move around, and then I had one in my elbow where like I could pinch on my elbow skin and feel it felt like a, what's it called, like Mancala piece or something.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like that little, and I don't know.
You're like
kind of went away.
You're like Mancala pilled. I haven't even heard of that game since I was in like 4th grade, and then
I've been thinking about it a lot lately.
Yeah, it's been decades since I've even thought about Mancala. I come to Indiana. You pick me up in your car, and I look down in your cup holder. I'm like, "What the fuck is this little rock?" And you go like, "It's a Mancala piece." I go, "Holy shit!" This is like
been in there since like 2008.
Yeah, it was like a Jimmy Neutron brain blast. It just unlocked like the whole Mancala game in my mind again. I forgot it even existed, and then I haven't thought of it again. And then you just go, "It felt like a Mancala piece in my elbow."
I think every Mancala piece has already been built in the world, and they're not making any more. But the other day, I was walking, and I kick-swing in a parking lot, and I looked down. I swear to God, it was like a little Mancala thing, because I was like, "Oh, is that like a little jewel?" And then I'm like, "Oh, it's a marble." I'm like, "That's too flat on the bottom to be a marble." It was just like a Mancala piece in the parking lot. I'm like, oh, very interesting.
Oh, dude, like a little nostalgia blast that I had was when I was a kid. I used to walk with my grandfather through his neighborhood, and they had, I think the roads were paved with like that exposed aggregate type of asphalt. And
what is the? It's probably not super. Is it important for the story or not?
No, not really.
I know exactly what that is. Okay.
There was like low places where puddles would form at the corners of the streets and stuff, and naturally like sediment and stuff like that would build up in the puddles, and then when the water would evaporate away, there would always be like a little bit of sandbar with like little tiny rocks and stuff. And when I was a kid,
treasures.
Yeah, treasures. And I would stop there, and he would wait, doing his little walk, and wait for me to pick up little gems and put them in. He had a little 35 millimeter film canister that I would put them in, and I'd be like, "Look, I have like my little canister of gems." And I found a film canister with those rocks in it when I was cleaning out my grandma's house. And I was like, dude, I fucking remember picking these up. And then for some reason, I didn't find it sentimental at the time, and I chucked it. And I was like, dude, what am I doing? I look back, I know, a monster. Yeah, at the time, I was just like, oh, it's one of those like little things. And I was like, shit, like that's like, Grandpa's not around anymore. Grandma is like looking at the clock on the wall right now. Like she's looking for the exit.
Yeah.
You know, that little canister probably would have been pretty tight to keep.
Yeah. Every time you don't text me for like a day or two, I just assume your grandma died, to be honest.
Really? Yeah. Every time you call me, you're like, how's your grandma? I'm like, not good. Not good. Yeah.
Like one of my best friend's dads has been dying for like 5 years. And it's every time I'm like, so it's just, you know,
is it happening?
Everyone, he's like a mixed figure. He's got his good times and his bad times. He was really mean to me, and my friend copes with humor, and everyone thinks he's like it's just really funny when people that don't know him like hear him talk about his dad.
Yeah.
And he'll talk about like rolling him down a hill in his wheelchair, or like, oh yeah, like when's his big party gonna happen? Like his funeral. It'll be interesting to see once he does die. Like
how few people
will
show up.
Will he weep? Well,
oh,
there'll be people. It'll be a very interesting funeral.
I've always wanted to see like those people that I wonder like who in my family is going to die and nobody shows up. If there is that figure in the family. I feel like there's probably going to be like 12 people to mine. There's no way there's going to be a lot. It's going to be like my immediate family.
It's going to be like the Guardians of the Galaxy thing, dude. Where I'm going to call in the Reavers. We're calling the tier 3s and the patrons. Everyone's going to show up in their big rigs. Our army of 100,000 big rig drivers.
All the 18-wheelers drive by.
Ice road truckers are coming down from the mountains. Oh my God.
That would fucking rule. That would
Abby
rule.
and your kids are crying. Nobody showed up. Look at the highway. 100,000.
They're all coming down I-10.
Yeah. Oh fuck! Somebody tipped over. Yeah. I've got the funeral oil. Come on, yeah. Oh shit! Watch out.
Yeah, the logging trucks. I'm gonna let loose my ceremonial logs.
I'll lead.
Turns into the beginning of.
I've been watching him since Skyrim. I'll lead. Oh shit! Oh fuck. Yeah, that'd be cool. We could do that when you die.
Yeah, do that. Have 100-man pile up on the interstate in celebration of my funeral. That'd be cool.
10,000 dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like maybe not everyone, but I think a lot of people would like to see their own funeral just to see who's crying.
No,
I think everyone would like to be a voyeur at their own funeral, and I think I'm speaking for everyone here. It'd be very interesting to watch and just kind of lightly maybe rub your privates with your hand while you're seeing who's weeping and who's going to kiss you your dead lips.
I don't like the entire ceremony of a funeral. You know what I mean? Like I'm uncomfortable at them, so if it's mine, I feel like I'd be even more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't like the idea of people even showing up to a funeral. Oh, and I'm the reason why they're there. It's even worse.
You probably have to speak at your own funeral.
That's the only way I would want to do it is if I did like a little video where it's like, hey guys, if you're watching this, I'm dead. And that sucks. I hope it wasn't one of you that's at this funeral and then is now guilty, but they showed up so that they don't seem guilty.
That would be cool. A murder mystery that you've got like a kind of a goon locks the door. And
then I'll say, whoever didn't kill me, raise your hand right now. And I'll be like, the guy that raised his hand first is probably the guy that did it because he's trying to avoid suspicion. So
if you solve my murder, you gain my fortune. My treasures I collected on the roadside all those years ago.
Yeah, 35 millimeter can of Little Jims. And second place,
mystery box. It could be anything. It could be nothing.
Yeah, could be my Google login password, or it could be this little canister of Jim Rocks.
Give you the password to the patron account if you find out who killed me. Yeah. I do. Would you rather die or be killed? Well, I guess they're both dying, but you know what I mean. Like die of old age or be killed at an old age. Not tortured.
You know. Interestingly enough, actually, I had a similar thing with Bizzle last night where I was asking him, like,
do you want me to kill you or do you want to just die, bitch?
No, it was,
what the fuck?
If you could trade sleeping for, like, so by the end of your life, you're going to have spent like 30 years laying in the fucking bed unconscious.
For me, probably 40, 50, yeah.
That is one of my greatest senses of like dread is just knowing that at the end of my life, I go, oh, well, I spent so much of it just laying in a fucking bed like an asshole. That pisses me off. It really makes me mad. Would you be willing to trade that time? Or I guess not trade that time, but in exchange for sleeping, you're able to stay up 24/7. You're able to have the mental capacity as if you have slept. You know, because if you've stayed up for like 2 days,
this is going.
Yeah, and then in exchange you die at like 55. of old age.
It's very interesting.
And you don't have to
'cause it's
sleep.
Like I could It's very interesting.
And you don't have
'cause
to
it's
sleep.
Like I could already die at 55.
Yeah.
so.
No, I mean, like you just take whatever your actual life expectancy is, and then you reduce the time
and I
that's
die right
asleep.
away.
Yeah.
Just, I take the deal I died 15 years ago. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It erases the memory of me.
Yeah. Because I think it would be
die
awesome
tomorrow.
to just have like 50 years of like, dude, everybody's questioning like, how is this guy this productive? This is insane. He's on like a video
if I
making
could be
rampage.
not tired, like I feel like I'm so goddamn tired, even though I sleep a lot. Yeah, I'd probably take that, but I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't hate sleeping. I kind of like going into my bed. I like getting cozy.
I get like anger in my gut when I look at the clock and it's 12 o'clock and I'm like, oh, I gotta fucking go to sleep here because I have to wake up early. Pisses me off.
Yeah, last night I looked at the clock, 6 a.m. All right, time to go to bed. Game of Thrones books, man, they're really good. I've been we're not going to talk about them on the fifth one now.
Yeah. You know what we're going to talk about? Because you said you were, what time did you go to bed last night?
By the time I probably actually fell asleep, it was 6
a.m.?
I was listening to my book and drawing till like 5.
Okay, so listening to a book, drawing till 5 a.m. I talked to you on the phone 2 days ago saying that we're opening up a big Minecraft server and that you're more than welcome to show up. You're more than welcome to show up. Be a great time. Now, if you've checked Twitter, you might have seen that the server broke a little bit.
I did not see that.
It did break, but it's back and it's working perfectly. Still no poop. Real weird. Still no poop.
You know what I did do on Saturday?
What?
That's not the same. I added my Discord and I said, Sam's got a really cool new server. If you guys want to play some Minecraft, they've got skating in it. They've got all these things. I am going to be at my mom's birthday, so I can't go. And then Sunday comes around. More plans. Monday is now here. It is now today.
So you went to bed at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. So from you had like.
Were you on it? What time did you get off last night?
Well, actually, to add to the anger was I went to bed last night at 12. I get up this morning and Fungal's like, yo, check out this art gallery we made last night. I go in there and we have a mod where you have cameras. You take a photo and then you can put the photo in photo frames. They did a complete like story via photo gallery in like last night from like 3 a.m. till 6 a.m. where they were. It's a visual story of Lois and Peter get married from Family Guy, and then it's them in their house in love, and then they go to the dog kennel. They get Brian, and they bring Brian home, and there's photos of them just having a lovely time. And then oh no, Lois is on her way to work, crashes her car and dies. Then there's photos of Peter and Brian at Lois's funeral with her being lowered into a grave. And then the story takes a drastic turn where there's then a picture of Peter. He has hung himself in the house. And then the final image is just Brian standing over both their graves alone in the world.
That's so sad.
It's just a little bit of visual storytelling. And it's a shame you weren't even there to see it, first of all. But second of all, that all happened after I went to sleep. Like I missed the whole thing. All I got was the gallery afterwards. But it's a fun time. It was a good time.
That reminds me of that awesome story I've told on here. That time I went to Nordstrom Rack and the guy behind the counter said, "Hey, Chris, where's Brian?" Pretty cool. Remember that?
No.
Remember, I think I called you later that day and was like, "You'll never believe what just happened." The guy said, "Hey, Chris, where's Brian?" Just like Family Guy. You don't remember that? It was a pretty important day. I talked about it a lot.
No, I don't remember.
It was pretty cool because you don't hear that every day. You don't hear something like that from TV every day.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad. Why did it break? What happened?
Okay. Well,
because you've been doing a lot of servers lately. You've been doing. It's like your new thing, huh? Like making community servers and games.
I thought I would.
You're a server guy.
I thought I would be a server guy. I thought it would be cool. Like, hey, I got this big Discord community. And if I leave them to their own devices, they get real bad and they start stirring up a lot of trouble. So what I need to do is take these idle hands and put them towards something productive. So I was like, we'll make servers for DayZ. We'll make a server for Rust. The Rust server fucking crash and burned. The DayZ server crash and burned. Zomboid server, we played for like 4 days, then opened it up to the public. So everybody joined it. The city that they spawned in was completely empty. We had looted every bit of canned food from it, and then a blizzard hit and killed them all. So that one kind of crash and burned. And so then I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? This time, we're really going to focus. We're going to do Minecraft. Minecraft's easy. It's been around so long. There's so many people that have made community servers. It should be a cinch to make this. And then I was like, I'm not going to skimp out on the server either. So I got like, it's like $300 a month. It's an insane price for a server.
Health insurance on the server.
It's a lot of money. And which, by the way, Stalt signed me up for a year contract without asking. So that's another. I gave him the business card, and he was like, "Yeah, it's like $300." I'm like, "Cool." He's like, "For 12 months." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "In a contract? Okay, all right, whatever."
You can buy
a lot
with that money.
That could be utilities payments and stuff, but
you could buy a Quest 2 every month for a year.
Yep, I could. And but instead, I got a Minecraft server. So. We got the Minecraft server going, and then
for years. So why are you rushing me to be there day 2? Okay,
because
dude,
we got to strike while it's hot.
Years.
You got to strike while it's hot. So then I got like, I think it was like at most 12 people, like my close friends on Discord, to go in there in creative mode and make like a community center. We have an arena. We have skateboard mods. We added 80 mods to it. We got like a skate park. We have drift tracks.
Very cool.
For like these like drifting go-karts. We have just also like taverns. We have a guild that does like bounty board quests that are automated. There's just so many little community things that have been put together, and it was working flawlessly with 12 people. And we thought, hey, the server, if you look at, like Stalt was looking at the server's performance, it's using like 7% of resources. This thing's good to go. And we opened it up to the public. And this is very much like DayZ when I had all the bikes. I wanted everybody to have a bicycle, and then it crashed the server. I think it was all the fucking skateboards. There were so many skateboards, and there was some like mods that were conflicting with each other. It instantly shit the bed. And I was streaming too. Like I was like, I'm going to stream the grand opening because I wanted to see everybody flooding in and seeing all the hard work we put into it. And I even had a funny little thing that you would have loved it too. I made it actually thinking that you would find it and be like, oh, this is awesome. It's
really sweet.
I know, right? We have like custom picture frames, and then when you put it on the wall, you can put your own image from your computer into the custom picture frame. And so on the wall, I put like a painted on tunnel entrance, Looney Tunes style.
Yeah.
And then we chiseled out the back of it, so it's just like you can walk through the painting. And immediately through the painting is just a pit of lava. And I put a sign out in front that says, "Shortcut to Doofusville." And people immediately came into spawn and were like, oh, look, a tunnel. And then they jokingly walked into it and then walked through it and fell to their death.
Very funny.
Very funny, right? And all of it fell apart, though. As soon as like 100 people came in, server just shit the bed. We got some guy from Sir Winter was watching my stream because I was streaming the grand opening. It quickly just turned into me crashing out screaming and basically on the verge of tears that my server, the third time's the charm server, is completely crashing and burning immediately. And
come on, grand opening.
I was like, why isn't it working? We tried everything. And then Stalt's
every day for a year we'll be in here.
And Stalt's like, dude, the server says it's not even overloaded. Like it's still only using like 12% of its power. And we didn't know what the hell was going on. Sir Winter was watching the stream. He calls me and goes like, I know a guy that's really into Minecraft.
Don't we all? Man?
Yeah, he gets that guy in there. The guy used to work for Optifine as a employee of some sort.
Is.
Like it's like a Minecraft mod.
Oh,
that is pretty big deal within the
that you get paid to work for.
I guess he worked there as an employee, and that guy looked at it, and I could tell he really didn't want to. Like you could tell, we dragged him out of bed to do it, and he was just like, "What the fuck? Like this is all just fucked up. Like it's all wrong. You fucked up the way you did this." And then he just left. He was like, "It's all. You're gonna have to just remove some shit. It's all fucked up." My
professional opinion, your shit's all fucked.
Yep.
Peace.
And so
that's
then
cool.
Stalt really pulled his weight here. He ended up basically trying mod after mod, trying to figure out which ones were the problem childs. He got it all fixed, and now it's running like butter. Last night we hit full server. I think we had it reduced to 80 people. We had 80 people in there. Tonight I think we're gonna have 100. See if 100 runs fine. But dude, we got guilds popping up. We got the Dark Brotherhood popping up. We got all sorts of shit going on. It's just an absolute blast. But
what is the color sanguine or whatever? Yeah, Dark Brotherhood.
The guy has. You remember Redstone? Like what it looked like when you put it on the ground?
Yeah, like little shiny red flake.
Yeah,
when it's working or whatever.
Yeah, this guy. He used Redstone to make like blood pools on the ground, and outside, it's the name of the Dark Brotherhood place is just Abandoned House, and there's like a little blood pool on the ground outside the front door. But if you poke around the house, he'll come out and he'll be like, let me bring you to the basement. In the basement. What is
the color of midnight?
Yes, yeah. He gives you the question and everything. He's recreated the Dark Brotherhood lounge underneath. And then once you join, you get contracts, and then you can actually work your way up the ranks.
That's cool.
Pretty badass. It's pretty badass.
That is pretty bad. I mean, sounds like your best server yet. And everyone should be there.
It is actually really. And we actually, for a time, there was a time where I was on basically the verge of tears. I had a pistol in my mouth. We had to remove the skateboards to make the server run, and we removed the cars. And then once Stalt figured some stuff out, he put the skateboards back in, and it's working. Seems to be working. But I'm kind of Minecraft pilled. Stalt found out today every photo that's taken with the camera is then put into a folder in like the server bullshit. And so you can see every photo that's been taken. Some of them are really cool.
Love that shit.
There's also kind of a lot of pictures of me just doing random shit. Because the way it works is we have claims. Like you can claim a section of land. I know for like the truck drivers are like, Minecraft, that's what my little kid plays or whatever.
Yeah. What's stopping? That's what I drive over with my truck.
What's stopping some asshole from coming over to my hard-earned Minecraft house and burning it down? Well, in this server, you can claim areas, and that area is yours. That chunk is yours.
You have to buy them?
No, you just claim it. You can claim up to 4. And
4 squares.
Yeah, 4 squares. Like 4 large squares, like a collection of squares.
4 blocks.
Yeah. And which is enough for like just a decently sized home, but small enough that nobody's spread out because we have like a town right now.
Know what? Not to just, it would be way worse, but one day you should make an Enshrouded server, because the building in that game was really cool because it's like Minecraft but with smaller blocks.
Well, actually, instead of Enshrouded, instead of making a server on Enshrouded, we took elements of Enshrouded, put it on the server. We have the gliders from Enshrouded.
Okay.
And they work the exact same way, and it's the same art style. So I'm pretty sure they just took it from.
Well, I'm just saying, Enshrouded was pretty cool, and I like the building.
As cool as Minecraft?
60 hours of solo in that game, which is so very lonely, but I made a very cozy home on a mountain in the starter area and just tended to it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hop on the Minecraft server, and I'm not getting my arm twisted. I just have been busy.
Yeah.
And if it makes you feel any better, last night before I doodled and read, well, listened. I mean, I am getting really good at listening too from these books. Like, I'm listening a lot. But I bought you a Christmas present. I was hoping you were going to say something when I said that, and I was going to go, what? It's an awesome joke I was teeing up.
I was letting you crash and burn a little bit.
What? Anyway, yeah, I bought you a really awesome Christmas gift, so maybe you...
That sucks, because now I have to buy you one. Fuck.
No, you don't have to buy me one. It's okay. You've already bought me them before. I'm using the printer you bought me once to print out Christmas cards again. So
oh, nice.
Been getting a lot of use out of that lately. I've been printing a lot of little pictures, printer stuff.
I think that's actually going to be my my grand redemption arc for the whole disparity of packages under the tree. Like Sam doesn't have a lot from Sam under there, but Sam has a lot to Sam under there. I think I'm going to make a couple ornaments with our kids' faces on them. But I have this fucking awesome ornament that I made when I was a kid, not to toot my own horn. And it's a pair of paper tubes that come down, and I kind of have like military dress on, and the paper tubes are my little legs. And then it's just a picture of my face cut out, so I look like a little army man. And
very cool.
Very classy. And I was thinking, what if I do something similar, but with the girls? And then something that we can put up every year. And the
girls love stuff like that. Not me.
Yeah.
I'm not very sentimental. I think I got a tear earlier when you said you threw away those treasures from the road, but yeah, I don't like that kind of mushy shit.
Yeah.
But it is really, I think this year I have my big list I do every year of like, now that I actually make money, I'm like, shit, I have to buy my family gifts.
Yeah.
And I've hit the age where it's like, I can't just... I have to buy my siblings something. I have to buy, if they've got kids, their kids something, their significant others. This list is long as fuck.
Yeah, it gets
so I think I'm
brutal.
going to start supplementing some homemade gifts.
Yeah.
Which still take precious time, out of my day, but cost significantly less.
Yeah.
That's the Christmas card. That's not really a gift, but you give that to like,
your grandma's niece or somebody like those weird.
Oh, I don't get shit for those kinds of people, but it's just like my immediate family has grown quite a bit. People are getting engaged and shit, so I'm like, I gotta impress them.
Yeah.
I have to like kind of lay my stake as like a really good gift giver, which is also where I fucked up because last year was the first year I'm like, what's up? Like, Daddy Christmas is coming. Did way too good of a job. Set the expectation way too high.
I know exactly what you mean.
We're
kind of having that with the kids where when we initially moved from our previous house to this place, their rooms were kind of barren, right? Because we had like our furniture from our old house, which was like 1,300 square feet.
Foyer of this place.
Yeah, and I was like, well, their rooms are like vacant. Like for Christmas, we should get them stuff to kind of populate their room and their little playroom and stuff. And I think that kind of set the standard where Madeline was like, that's how much Santa gives us. And like Santa doesn't give that every year, actually. Santa actually kind of knows how much room you have and is scaling back this year.
That's when you just say you were bad. And they still believe in Santa. You were evil, and you don't get as much. You
kind of sucked, actually, this year.
Yeah. I remember what you did. So
did I talk about this a couple episodes ago? I was in the backyard and we're trying to like kind of nail down a mythology for Santa. And hey, honey. Oh my God, hold on a second. Slight interruption. She's trying to break in. Madeline, speak of the devil, she's here. I can't. I'm working.
Really unprofessional.
Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry. That was so unprofessional.
What the man? Okay, seriously?
I'm so sorry. She came down here, is busting down my door like, Dad, let me in. I want to play Minecraft. And as I open up the door, I hear Abby going, are you down there fucking with him? You need to I told you to stay away from that door. He's working right now.
It made me think of that video we were talking about earlier. Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. There's a great video of this lady like filming her boyfriend who's like trying to break into the house, and he's so angry. He's just like, let me in. And then he like punches the fucking window in and ends up completely lacerating his forearm.
That's real gross.
Like insanely deep. Like the shard of glass that's still attached to the window that he cut himself with.
Spurting.
Yeah, blood is all over it. And his tone instantly changes. He just goes like, Amy, call the ambulance, please. And I love how like it's a completely see-through window, but he still ducks to like look at her through the one little fist-size hole that he punched. He's like, Amy, I'm not kidding, please. And she's not saying a word.
The good times? Remember the good times we had? It's me, your sugar bear. Come on.
How did I get cut? I don't know.
You know how to make a tourniquet, sweetie? I'm not mad anymore, okay? I'm sorry. I'm not mad at you. I just need to go to the hospital right now or I'm going to die.
Yeah, that was basically Madeline's tone when she came down the stairs, and it was like, let me in. So yesterday, when I was in the middle of my Minecraft fever, I was sitting there playing, and I had my claim chunks, right? Which happens to be right next to a giant bridge that goes across a river.
Wait, sorry. Does this have to, you were mentioning something about making Santa Claus?
This is all circling back. Don't worry.
Okay.
I ended up claiming chunks right next to this big fucking bridge. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take little redwood saplings because they added like all these biomes. There's actual like the redwoods, like the big giant redwoods, like the ones from the Star Wars planet. Like, I don't know what they're called. Just big redwoods.
From the moon of Endor. Oh my God.
And
yeah, I mean, you've been to the redwood.
Yeah, I don't know like the name of those trees. I forget what they're called.
They're called redwoods, right? Like
just redwoods? I thought they had like a special name for like that type of redwood.
Everything's got a special name. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know the binomial nomenclature of it, but I'm pretty sure it's just big redwood. So anyways, they have the big redwoods. I planted a couple of those because I was like, I'm going to make a fucking tree house. Like where you climb up the inside of it and have like a platform into the branches. That was my idea.
And you walk home.
Yes. Yeah. And I basically made it. And while I was in the middle of building it, Madeline comes in and goes, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm playing Minecraft. She goes, this is Minecraft? All my friends talk about it. They all love Minecraft. Dad, you have to let me play. And it never occurred to me.
Only.
It never occurred to me. Yeah. Like, first of all, she thinks that's what I do for work. She thinks working is just playing Minecraft and stuff. She's in for a rude awakening in the future. But also,
working is getting in a big ass truck and driving your semi down.
Yeah. Sorry. For a very small percentage, work is also playing Minecraft. So I'm sitting there playing Minecraft and she's like, you have to let me play. And I was like, first of all, I'm not letting you play on this server because these people are fucking animals. I had to stop a guy this morning from making an ice swastika in the middle of the river. I walked out.
That's going to happen.
Yeah, I walked out. I was like, this is a windmill, right? You're making a windmill? And he's like, huh? And I'm like, if you finish this design, you're out. And he was like, okay. He put his fucking ice away and
okay, it's a windmill.
Yeah, sulked back to his house.
Charlie Brown walked away. Oh man, can't make my swastika.
So yesterday, I was just sitting here trying to build my treehouse with Madeline next to me playing Minecraft on an iPad. And then the whole time I was doing it, people would walk, as they were walking up on the bridge, they would stop and look at me and realize it was me there. And basically, there was just always a gaggle of people at the edge of the bridge just watching me in my house. All those images that are behind us, like half of them, I had to remove them from the folder. A lot of them are just pictures of me just in my house doing stuff. I'm not even talking in the mic or anything like that because Madeline's next to me, so I have to have the mic just up in the air. It's like out of the way. And I can hear people just like in my headphones, like profanity sometimes. And Madeline's like, what was that? I was nothing, dude. Don't even worry about it. Because there'd be some people outside my house just going like, come out here, fatso. Get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? And I'm like, don't worry.
You fucking stupid deadbeat dad bitch.
There was one guy that was being kind of like mean to me. I was like, dude, I just pulled my mic down. I was like, dude, I'm just kind of like working on my house and I'm playing Minecraft with my daughter. She's like right next to me. Like I can't talk right now. And he's just like, oh, I'm so sorry, man. You have a good day. Like he did actually like, turn his tone around. But anyways, yeah. So that's why she's fiending for Minecraft. But then now I had to, I was kind of concerned she could hear me. So I didn't want to immediately jump back into the Santa Claus thing. But now she's on the swing. I have to nail down like a mythology for Santa Claus, because I know I talked to you on the phone about this. I'm not sure if it was in an episode, but
so.
We brought him to like
they just blend together.
The mall Santa is at fucking Outdoor World, like at Cabela's, and the way it works now is like there's an appointment, and so like on our way there, she keeps going like, and we're gonna go see the real Santa, and Abby's like, of course it's the real Santa. And we show up, and it's this fucking guy dressed like Santa Claus. And he does a good job and everything, but it's so commercialized. You have to go through the turnstiles at Cabela's, and then we have an appointment because Abby's like, I don't want to wait in line of kids. I'm like, think of it from a kid's perspective. You think of it from an adult perspective. I want the efficiency of going to see Santa, get the fucking pictures and roll out.
Pass.
As the kid, it's like you go through turnstiles. There's an elf with a camera taking your photo with Santa. Santa's this guy that's there. There's not a fucking kid in sight because it's appointment based. And then after you talk to Santa, mom has to give the elf her credit card and get the photo. Like it's in the car, she's like, and that was Santa? And Abby's like, of course it was. I need to go ahead and just talk with Abby like privately, like I'm willing to say that that's not Santa, because I think that ruins the entire concept of Santa, the mystique of Santa. If that fucking fat little bitch at Cabela's that has no fanfare around him, no kids, nothing. His elves are depressed teenagers with a fucking camera and a little
5'11".
They're oddly tall. You know, I'd be pissed honestly if I was a kid and that was Santa. So, and then on top of that, we were in the backyard, and she's like, so how does? She's like, Santa's going to get me a computer, and he's going to get me a cell phone so I can call my boyfriend. And she has a boyfriend now, by the way. When I meet him, I'm going to fucking kill him. He's like a 6-year-old boy. Who the fuck?
I want her back by midnight at the latest. Okay,
he rides away on his fucking big wheel. Yeah. No, I've met him. He's a cool kid. But it's he is. I met him at fucking Skate World.
Damn, this is a cool kid. He like skated up.
Yeah. He skated up. He had his fucking collar popped on his leather jacket.
Boy, 6-year-old.
He pulled out a switchblade. I was sweating, and then it was a switchblade comb, and he combed his hair back.
He's a little greaser.
And then he sprayed some fucking perfume in his mouth or whatever, the mint spray.
Sour spray.
Yeah.
It's Warhead for big boys. Oh, shit.
It's Blue Warhead, the sourest of them all. I'm kind of
some foam nunchucks in his back pocket. Yeah, okay.
I was like,
hey, what's up, man?
Whoa. Look, dude, I'm just her dad, okay? I'm sorry. Anyways, he's a nice dude.
That's just so funny. Describing a 6-year-old. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. His mom's kind of a bitch. I was like, oh, I don't want to say his name because he has an insanely distinct name. I'm like, oh, you're Blank's mom. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, they're kind of an item. And she's like, yeah. Okay.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I like tried to do some follow-up. I was just getting stonewalled. I was like, listen here, bitch. Okay. My wife's right there. Like I'm I'm not hitting on you or anything. Our kids just happen to commingle. I was able to talk to every other parent there fine. That lady was like icy towards everybody. Maybe it's because she was a parent that had just had a long day of work and then had to go to Skate World and watch her kid run around like an asshole. But and
then you're coming up to her like, can your kid provide for my daughter?
Yeah. So what's his goals? What's his long-term goals? Yeah. But anyways, so she was like, I'm going to get a computer. I'm going to get a phone so I can talk to my boyfriend. And what else did she want? She was like, I'm going to get those because I asked Santa for them. And I was like,
fuck.
I was like, first of all, me and Abby need to sit down and go like, the rule is Santa doesn't get you what you want. Santa provides you with what you need sometimes. He cuts through the bullshit because she saw at Costco, there was a full drum set and she was like, I might ask Santa for a drum set. And I felt like saying, there's no way in fucking hell Santa's ever going to get you a drum set.
No.
Yeah. And that's not going to happen. And you're not going to get your own cell phone either. So
Santa got you a jitterbug.
So I told her, and I was like, Santa kind of gets you what you need. And she goes, well, why do you get me that stupid bean? Which was this giant fucking love seat beanbag that Santa got her last year. That was my idea.
Yeah.
I felt personally insulted.
Stupid Santa give me that
she was like, why'd you give me that stupid bean? And I was like insulted. I defended that bean hard. I was like, I think the bean has actually been very nice. We spend a lot of time, I fluff it up, and then I pick them up and I throw them way up near the ceiling, and then they come crashing down on the bean.
Santa researched all the best bean bags, okay, for kids, and he's going to be really sad. He's so ungrateful. God, I hate you. I'm not Santa.
Yeah, I'm not Santa, but Santa's pissed. Okay. I defended that bean. I was like, I sat there and listed off all the fun things we'd done with the bean. And she goes, oh, yeah, I guess the bean is pretty cool. I was like, yeah, that's right, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And Santa knew that. So
Santa knew that you would have an awesome time with the bean. Yeah. So now, Abby's like,
who's the guy at the mall?
Yeah. Who is the guy at the mall? That's an important thing. I think that's the weak link on kids figuring out that Santa
should get rid of those.
Yeah. And not get rid of them, but I think I need to tell Madeline that that's kind of just like maybe he works for Santa. I also think that it's ridiculous that parents, I think it's always parents by default go like, of course I know the answer. Of course I know the answer. That is Santa's blank. That's Santa's blank. This is how Santa works. I'm kind of the opinion now that when they ask questions, sometimes I just go, I don't know. That is weird. I never thought about that. And then we look it up together. And I think that might be the best way.
Look it up. Google. Who's the guy at the mall? Who's the Santa at the mall?
Yeah. I think that's the best way of doing the Santa thing is just going like, I really don't know how Santa works, but
to add more intrigue.
Yeah. Add like mystique to it. Because if you know all the rules, then it takes a little bit of the magic away.
Yeah. I went to I told you this on the phone. I went to a mall last week and middle of the day, just really sad sight. Like if I was a kid, I'd be like, that's not Santa. Because he's just an old man that appeared to just be asleep in his chair or something, or really sad. He was just like, and no kids around, one elf. Not a great set, not a great setup for the Santa. And he just looks so sad. And it made me really sad. But if I was a kid, I'd be like, I don't know. I almost went and sat on his lap just to make him feel better. I pitied him more than I was like the magic man of Christmas.
Yeah.
That makes all my dreams come true. He smelled like bourbon.
And you were 20 feet away. You could still see it. It smells like
burning my nose hairs off.
Smells like a guy that reeks of bourbon in a polyester suit. I can smell
That's what reindeer food smells like. Do you guys do the leaving cookies out, leaving carrots out for the reindeer?
We have a book that's like, how does Santa do it? And it's talking about every way that Santa gets into the house. It's like, does he go in head first? Does he go in feet first? What about houses that don't have chimneys? Maybe
I was gonna say that was a big one for me. I think
does he have access through a key? Is it magic, or how does he do it? And then there was a thing about you should leave carrots out for his reindeer too. And when the cookies are left out for Santa, I put out the fucking presents. That's my Christmas, is being able to eat the fucking cookies and
I don't want to eat carrots.
Right on the napkin, ho ho ho, and then I drink the fucking warm milk because it's been out there for 4 hours at this point.
Yeah.
And if I have to munch on a goddamn carrot too while I'm at it, I'm gonna be pissed. Okay.
It looks like the reindeer took one bite and threw up in a little pile next to it.
Yeah. Santa wants to eat a bunch of carrots and some cookies and your shitty
Leaves
cookies.
A note. Hey, don't fucking feed my reindeer, okay? They've got a very specific diet, okay? Yeah. You dumb little bitch. And they don't like carrots. They like cookies, too.
My reindeers like cookies.
My reindeers maybe like a brownie or two. I don't know.
Like
maybe
$20 scratch-offs, okay? Get them a scratcher.
My reindeer like it when you clean your room, okay? And go to bed when I tell you to. My reindeer does not want carrots or celery. Don't give me that shit again or no gifts.
Yeah, reindeer's like a Steam gift card. That would be fucking tight.
My stepmom always went super hard. I was too old at the time. You know, I was like 8 or 9 or something. I don't know. But for my little sister and brother, they would do the cookies, milk. They would leave the little trail of crumbs out. They'd write like a lengthy note as Santa, always being like, "Thank you so much for these cookies, and like you've been so good this year," and blah blah blah. Elf on the shelf, can't touch it or the magic goes away. You know, everything. They'd eat the carrots, not all the way though. I always thought that was weird. It's like you got to leave. Santa just takes like one bite out of the cookie.
No. My dad left fucking crumbs, dude. It was just.
They would be like, "Here's the bite." Yeah. I'm like, if I was a kid, I'd be like, "Okay, let's see whose teeth he's line up with. Let's get some dental records of this shit now." And they drink it just a little bit of milk, and they leave old milk out. I don't know.
Yeah,
I want to kind of do that magic if I have kids, but it seems like a lot of work.
I feel like the low hanging fruit for things that are going to destroy the illusion is the mall Santas. Elf on a Shelf is big. I think that, first of all, big, huge pain in the ass. The people that actually do the very strict understanding of Elf on a Shelf, you're just setting yourself up for a disaster. There's way too much stress in the holiday seasons. Why add to it with that stupid fucking thing? What my mom did was very stripped back. We had the Elf on a Shelf. She just put it in a different place of the house.
That's what they did.
Yeah, and that's
it. Wasn't until later that they were like,
but,
how about the Elf on the Shelf got into a little bit of mischief?
Well, no, like my mom didn't have like the, you can't touch it or else. He's like actually watching you and making sure you're good. She's like, it's just like a little elf guy that we put around. He's the Elf on the Shelf.
No,
and I just move him around
and you could not touch him.
And try to find him the next day. Like it was like a little game, but we knew he was just a little elf, you know?
They said that ours, the elf, human skin is different than elf skin. If you touch him, he'll scream and he will shriek and shriek and shriek. Now, my mom did it right. She just didn't try at all. And I knew right away, there's no Santa Claus. There's nothing here.
Really?
The gifts just said from mom. I think she maybe tried for like a year, but my mom's like really into Christmas. She does like a really good job like decorating and stuff.
But she wants to know it's from her. She's like, I'm not letting this Santa take my
like my mom's side of the family's just not very, like I don't think her dad or mom, no one's like really into Santa as much as they are Christmas. Like they don't really give a shit about the like, Santa gave you these gifts. It's like, I got you these fucking gifts. Yeah. Okay, you better be thanking me. And there may be one from Santa when I was really young, but I think that ended pretty. I was also like, I asked too many questions when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And my parents weren't doing, you know, the like, what you suggest of like, I don't know. They just give me an answer that didn't really line up.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, okay.
It doesn't take a lot of logic to see through the charade.
You go to like preschool once and there's a kid that's just like, Santa's a fucking lie.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
My, Madeline's kind of a liar to the point where I think she makes up stuff that she thinks is real because she was like, I saw Santa. I stayed up and I saw him last year. And I was like, well, first of all, I don't want to call her bluff, but I was like, oh my God, really? And she was like, yeah, he didn't see me, but I saw him. And I was like, I know that's not true because I had Abby stand over you and watch and make sure you weren't awake while I moved all the fucking presents.
That's smart. Look out.
Yeah, we have lookout. There's sometimes there's like Mission Impossible moments where I think it was last year. I was carrying the big fucking bean up the stairs. I was carrying the bean up the stairs, and I get up to the top of the stairs, and I'm sitting there. The thing's huge. It's the size of a goddamn couch.
Bean.
Yeah, and I had to move it through the house. It weighs like 180 pounds or something. It's huge. And I'm dragging it up the staircase. I get up to the top, and I'm moving it in the middle of the living room. And Abby's standing at their doorway, and she just looks at me and puts her fucking hand up like this. And her eyes are huge. And I'm like, caught red-handed, giant. Like, that was the moment where they can't wake up.
Yeah.
Because everything else, maybe we could hide, maybe we could walk around or something. But that was like, Santa's obviously been there when there's a big fucking giant 4-foot-tall brown thing in the middle of the living room. And she sat there and held her hand for like 48 seconds. I'm sitting there. I could hear my pulse in my ears. And I'm thinking, I'm trying my darndest not to move. And because my kids get up every fucking hour. It's like on the hour they wake up like, oh, I had a bad dream. Oh, I had to pee really bad. Dude, you got a bathroom on your side. Go piss in there.
Yeah.
There was a spider in that bathroom one time. They won't use the bathroom ever again. And so now they come all the way out of their room, all the way down the house.
There's a barking spider in my bathroom when I had to use it, right? Sorry, God.
There was Madeline was like, I think there's spiders in that bathroom. And Abby goes, there's no spiders in that bathroom. Use the bathroom. And so for like a couple weeks, she would get up in the middle of the night and go use her bathroom, which if you're a parent out there, we have the perfect setup for kids. At the end of the hallway, there's a bedroom on the right and on the left. And then they have a Jack and Jill bathroom that goes in between them. And the countertop height is made for kids. It's like 3.5 feet off the fucking ground. It's like a bathroom made for children. And so it's the perfect place for them to go use the bathroom in the middle of the night. It's awesome. Madeline went to go use the bathroom after Abby assured her there's no spiders. And while she was peeing, a spider came down from the ceiling on a fucking web and landed on her lap while she was halfway asleep, completely traumatizing her. And honestly, like, Abby is just a bold-faced liar to Madeline now. She's like, you fucking lied to my face. You said there was not a single spider in there. And like that night, a spider comes down and lands on her.
Yeah. That wasn't a spider.
That was maybe like 6 months to a year ago. They have not used the bathroom since. They'll use it to take a bath, but they won't pee in it.
That pissed me off.
So now they get up and they come on down. So that's another thing I have to work against with the whole putting presents out.
I just had an awakened memory from deep in the recesses of my mind of my mom one time did have a fake Santa Claus at our Christmas party. And it was very clearly a construction worker that was working on the house named Rug that I knew. And he was an alcoholic. And his fake beard was horrible. And I'm pretty sure I just pulled it off. And it was him. And he did smell like alcohol. And I think that was the end of it. Where I was like, why is Rug Santa Claus? Yeah. And he's like an emaciated, like little alcoholic man. Not very jolly.
Yeah.
Very gross, like, stinky man.
Abe Lincoln, like he's just getting grotesque, sunken in cheeks and everything.
Yeah. I'm Santa.
Missing teeth.
Santa's pretty gross. And he keeps telling me that if I bounce, I get more gifts.
Santa's got meth mouth.
If you bounce on my lap, I can tell your gift quicker or something. Or whatever. Shut up, kid.
Oh, we had a great series of photos. Every year, we'd go to this outdoor world Santa, and the kids would sit on his lap, and Olivia would scream bloody murder. She was terrified of him. And we have 3 years in a row of her just like, just full tears. And last year's was the greatest because she was old enough that she can really put the terror in her eyes, you know? And she's like a method actor or something. There's genuine, it looks like there's genuine fear there, but why would she be scared of Santa? You know, we know she's acting up. This year, she's old enough. She just was like, okay, I'll sit on his lap and tell him what I want. She was like, I want a rainbow Jeep. And I said, that's not happening, first of all. But second of all, I kind of wish I had at least one more picture of the screaming bloody murder.
You should have slipped him a 20 and been like, pinch her back really hard.
Yeah. Karate chop her right in the fucking neck or something.
Yeah.
Make her cry.
3, 2, 1. That's funny. I went to a Christmas market in Indy this weekend for my mom's birthday. And I do, I like give her a hard time about like, she didn't do these traditions or whatever. I love my little freak family, man. I could not believe what my mom chose to wear to a traditional Christmas market. It was like one of those Chris Kindle, like German markets.
Uh-huh.
And like my mom's got, she was wearing like a total bikini.
Yeah, split leg dress or something.
No, she would never. But it was, like she's gotten in like arguments with our small town before about like she's really into Halloween too, and she did like a Krampus thing one year where my stepdad like dressed up like Krampus, and people on the Christmas committee were like, this is satanic, and like, there's just a lot of like religious fear stuff where it's like, And most of the time I'm on her side where I'm like, that's so light. Or like on Halloween, you know, like you can put demons and devils. It's Halloween.
Yeah.
You know, like what else? What else you can put
My
up?
grandma
like scary?
had a Halloween party at the church every year. Yeah,
Well,
and there's
our
people
town's getting
that
more and
have
more
like little devil
angry about
horns and
that.
stuff.
They've been getting in quite a tiff about like no Halloween parade, no, and none of this. Like it's the devil. I could not make any excuses. It took me about an hour of us being at this Christmas market and like a couple people staring at her hat for me to like actually look at it. It was just a beanie with a pentagram on it. And I was like, holy shit, Mom, like, what is that? And she like, oh, I got it for your brother, but I haven't given it to him yet. Like,
Why are you wearing it?
Why are you wearing it? And she's like, oh, it's the only hat I could find. And I'm like, okay, but is that like, there's no subtlety to it. It's just a pentagram. She's like, oh yeah, I didn't really think about it. I'm like, do you want to like fold it inside out or something? She's like, no. Like, okay. And like a couple people came up to her and were like, awesome hat. And then a couple people were just like glaring at her. This is the first time where I was like, this, like time and place.
Yeah.
Like this market just filled with old people. Not a, like, and she's not like a Satanist or anything, but she's just like, doesn't give a shit about it, which I respect.
You've told me a long storied history of your mom having ideological differences with her town. And
Yeah.
I get the feeling that your mom is one of those people that's like, no compromise. Like, I should be able to walk around with my pentagram hat at the Christmas market.
She just like doesn't, I don't know. She just doesn't care. She was just like, that's whatever.
Yeah.
Like who's going to say anything? And I'm like, okay. And then my little sister's like, yeah, and check these out. And she just had like socks with the devil on them. And I was like, Jesus Christ, guys. Like, listen, I'm not religious. Okay. I'm not a, pious man or whatever, but, this is a little on the
At
net.
the
Like
Christmas
this is a little,
market.
this is a little like we're like a cult
Yeah.
of like Satan. And my nephew's basically just like a wild beast from the woods. And he's the funniest thing I think he's ever done. It's like, wow, I'm just like, when I was younger, like that kind of stuff would embarrass me a lot where I'd be like, good God, like, why can't they just like, be normal? I've just gotten out to the point where I'm like, it's funny. I don't care. Like, whatever, it's like my family. I love them. My nephew, we're crossing an intersection. This doesn't mean anything to you, but this Christmas market's in Carmel, which is like the ritziest part of Indiana. And like in the country, it's like a pretty big, like, I don't know, they had the most Cybertruck pre-sales out of any town or so, like that kind of place. And my nephew, I'm like, all right, hold my hand. We're going to cross the road. And he's like, no, like, can you hold my neck? I'm like, what? And he's like, that's what my mom does. Like, hold my neck. I'm like, okay. And I just like grab him behind the neck. He's like, that way you can steer me better. I'm like, oh,
How old
good
is
God.
he?
He's like 8.
You can
And he's
steer
like, this
me
is what my
better.
mom does. He's like, that way, like, where you go, I go. And I'm like, okay. And I like leaned into it and he had a big hoodie on and I was just like vice gripping the hood and it looked like I was just squeezing the shit out of his neck and pulling him around and like people were like staring at us and he's like, I like it. I think it's fun. I'm like, okay, dude, you're a little freak. Like, what is going on here? Very funny. And we went down the slide. My mom has a video, like she can't post it anywhere because he's like, go down the slide with me, Uncle Sam. And he started going before me and I grabbed him by the hood neck and I was like, get here. And I like yelled, I was like playing into it, but I was like, get over here. And I grabbed him by the scruff of the neck and it's just us going down the slide and me like, he looks like he's being like held like a kitten. And all the moms around were like, Jesus Christ. like clutching. My mom's got her pentagram hat on. Like, I'm like in my finest attire. I'm in like a really nice sweater, good jacket.
I love Jesus shirt.
Yeah, I'm a holy man. It was just really funny sight, like imagining the like pretentious parents of Carmel seeing our family roll up. And that used to be like the most humiliating thing to me ever. But now I'm like, what am I? I'm the outsider, honestly, in the family. I might as well like lean into it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I started throwing up some devil horns.
My brother got he got like a Baphomet tattooed with a big pentagram on his fucking knee. And heavily religious family. Can't show his tattoo. He had to wear long pants forever in our family because he couldn't show off his knee tattoo. And I'm like, are you like a Satanist or anything? He's like, nah.
Nope.
I'm like,
that's how my older brother has a 666, like a circle with the sixes coming off of it. And I was like, are you into the devil?
Nah.
And he's like, nope.
Nah.
Like, just thought it was cool. I'm like,
do you like that movie, The Omen? He's never heard of it.
No, it's just kind of
because I could see getting that tattoo. Like, I think it's behind the ear in the movie, like the 666. Very cool. But
look that up.
The Omen, they had a remake in I think like 2006 that had Liev Schreiber in it, and I think
we've talked about.
I think Mia Farrow's in it too. It's like the nanny, and Mia Farrow rocks. But kind of an awesome remake. I don't think it got any. I don't think anybody really liked it. I thought the remake was awesome, but that's the sign of the devil in that movie. Is the little kid Damien has like the 666 on him somewhere. I think it's like in his hair or something. My brother's is
similar, but it's just one circle.
Oh, okay.
And then with the things coming out, but it's like also like a pin poke tattoo he got in like jail or something. So it's like you're obviously going through a phase.
Yeah.
Like you would probably get it covered up if he could, but I just don't think he cares.
Yeah.
Also, like my girlfriend's family's super Catholic, and I'm like a little worried about their meeting this weekend. And like at first I thought I just had to be like no politics. Now I'm gonna be like, okay, no wearing pentagram hats, no wearing devil socks, like good impressions, no.
I hate that meeting of the worlds, by the way. That like when one friend group meets another, or
I love it. I love trying to mesh them.
I
wish all my friends were friends with each other.
Really?
And we were all happy.
No, I don't like that. I like them all separate. I wish
everyone in the world got along.
I like them all separate. And what I hate more than anything is when I find out that like one of my friends is hanging out with some other friend from another friend group without me knowing, and I'm like, now you guys,
if they start,
you guys are tight now,
hanging out more. Yeah. Okay, what the hell's going on here? Because technically I introduced you, and so you should both be best friends with me, and just sub friends with each other. Yeah, that is always a risk. I've always felt like I can tell though, like from two different friend groups, like these two people would be better friends than they would be with, or like I could just. You can just tell when you think spirits. Like these people would get along.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, I might not introduce them because they might become better friends with each other than with me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll let them have it and, it works out or whatever. I'm happy for them. Like they hang out all the time and they start doing plans without you.
And then all of a
like
sudden,
hanging out.
All of a sudden you're cut out of the friend group.
Cut out of both friend groups.
Or maybe you go to bed early and then they end up making like a Lois and Peter funeral gallery or whatever on your Minecraft server. Whatever.
Yeah. It's like, I would like it for when I close my eyes for their world to go black.
Yeah.
But because, I get some FOMO. I don't want to, I don't want them to have like too much fun.
I feel like such a dweeb sometimes where I'm like, I know from the other perspective, it's like, I got a family. I got a loving wife. I have it all. But from my perspective, it's like, oh, great. I got to go up there and fucking raise my kids while everybody else gets to play in Minecraft. And then I come back and have to play catch up and see what all the fun times were. I guess grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah, you might need a perspective switch or something on that.
Hey, wait, you want to, I don't really care about relations or whatever. You know that guy Torrent? He's in your friend group. He's in my friend group. He's called a friend group interloper.
Whoa. He's okay. Because I've got a lot of friend groups. So you're going to have to be more specific. He's in the streamer
friend group. Yeah. He was there during the building process of the server, and he had creative mode. And we kind of established that anything you're doing in creative mode is a public works. It has to be something that when the server opens, it's not for your personal gratification. It's for the people.
Yeah.
Like the arena. Everybody piled in there, and then we would have people fight each other. Yeah, it's something where it can be utilized by people. The tavern. The guild, all these places can be used.
Family Guy house?
The Family Guy house was built by Swift. By the way, one of the things that
in creative mode or
the
no?
Family Guy house was in creative mode, and it immediately got destroyed. It was supposed to be like a physical art piece that was left there where people could walk up and be like, "Oh, it's the Family Guy house," and go inside. And apparently, you can protect your chunk that's claimed from blocks being broken, but paintings can be ripped off the walls, and they immediately tore the Family Guy house apart. Yeah, and also
probably Simpsons fans.
Shortcut to Doofusville got torn off the wall too, so now it's just a hole into a lava pit. So, which is why it's important to be there at the beginning. But
yeah,
Torrent, I don't think I saw him work on a single public works. He didn't build a bridge. He didn't build a hangout spot. He didn't build the post office. We have a mail system where you can build your own mailbox and then people can send you stuff. I don't think he built any public works. There was like a little house that he built or he claimed land for, and deep under it, we found in like free cam mode, we found like a bat cave that he had built underneath it that had a blimp sitting in it, like a flying machine blimp. He had like just a bunch of shit that he had spawned in. It was obviously a secret stash that he was going to use. You know, like when everybody's got that one friend in Minecraft that's like, "Oh, I'm just going to spawn a little stack of diamonds for myself and hide it in this chest." He did that shit. Yeah. Didn't even help. It would be different if it was like Steve, where he was like, "Hey, I've spent all this time making this
Minecraft."
Yeah.
You're talking about the guy, Steve.
No, I'm talking about my friend Steve that spent all the time making the arena. He built the Coliseum. If he wanted a little stack of diamonds, so be it. I don't think BTorrent made shit. And then he sat there and stashed away all this stuff so that he could gloat over all the normies later.
You've been having a lot of problems with BTorrent lately.
He's been ratting us out. He's the first person to rat somebody out. He's the guy that spawns in stuff in creative mode that he shouldn't be having.
Elaborate on that. And how does that make you feel?
It doesn't make me feel good, okay? And what really concerns me more than anything, and I think it's important that I bring this up on a podcast that's going out to hundreds of thousands of people, is that
if not millions or tens of millions.
In the future, if we have like a lot of upward growth, it could be hundreds of millions. And then they'll come back
population
and
keeps going up or down or whatever it's doing.
We could all of a sudden have a huge breakthrough in the Asian market. There's 2 billion people in China.
AI auto transcribing our videos.
Yep.
Stuff like that. Yeah. There's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah. So this message could reach out. BTorrent, kind of a guy that rats people out, kind of a guy that sneaks around, does nefarious things.
I'm writing that down.
This guy has a security clearance with the federal government. Someone to be trusted with that? I don't know. You know.
So maybe this will get to his employers.
Yeah, maybe. We'll send it out.
His name's BTorrent.
Yeah, B last name Torrent. And
Bill Torrent.
Yep. Yeah. And I mostly what I want is I want him to watch this, and I want him to know the ice under your feet is this fucking thin, dude. Real thin.
And you're this big.
Yeah. No, you're way bigger. Scale. You're huge. You're
okay. He's his regular size, but the ice is still that thin.
If I was laying under the ice, it would look like a fat guy in a trampoline. The ice is fully warped under your weight and starting to crack.
A glass trampoline. That's a horrible idea. That just gave me a really bad idea.
Writing that down for shitty inventions.
Yeah. Let me write that down really quick because it would be fun to sit under once.
I had like there was a moment where I was like,
I keep clicking my pen. Still, it's gonna fucking kill me.
He edited enough episodes with Brian where Brian would just sit there. Brian like spurgs out on stuff. He'll just get a pen and just go.
Pen in one hand, a little thing of foil in the other.
Fidget spinner. Yeah. I had like a little list of inventions that I was like, these are huge. These could be something in the future. They're just really bad inventions, and now I can't find them.
I can't remember. I had a really, really bad invention idea the other day.
Did I talk about my Pee valve for a waterbed in here? It was
no, and I'm already very intrigued.
So if you have a waterbed, my dad had a waterbed, and I was always thinking like, have you ever woken up in the morning and it's like you want to lay in bed, you want to cozy up and be comfortable. But
literally every morning.
But you have to piss
pee really bad.
So bad, and then you get
every
up
day.
If you had a waterbed, you could. I thought this would feel so great if you just had a one-way valve that was in the mattress. Where you never open up a waterbed. You're never going in there. So why not have a little valve where you can just put your erect penis down into it and just piss and fill up your waterbed a little bit with piss?
Erect is generous.
Yeah.
But yeah, my penis in there.
I feel like it would feel so good to like just lay on my belly and just piss straight down into a valve or something while I'm
absolutely
still covered
could
up
change the
with,
game.
Yeah, with a comforter.
And then is there like some sort of twist cap you put over it?
No, it's a one-way valve. Like liquid doesn't come back out. So you just, as long as you just make sure you cram the head of your penis in there so that it doesn't come spurting back towards.
But am I gonna have to take off my sheets to get to it?
There'd be a little zipper hole that you would have to get my specialty sheets. You'd unzip
my sheets with a hole in it.
Your sheets with a zipper hole.
$80.
Yeah, you unzip it and
dude, a zipper on your back while you're sleeping? Hell no.
It would be like when you buy really nice dress slacks and it's the low profile
the
zipper.
Little tiny zipper.
Which does feel nicer
a big one.
to unzip.
I need a big zipper and a big hole, but the smaller the better in a way. I could just get that. Honestly, I know it's like a horrible idea. That would be one of the best feelings I've ever had in my life. If I could just roll over and just take the piss
right there. Yeah.
And not worry. And you're also... You'd have to start your waterbed at about halfway full.
Well, you would let it out after a while. Or put some fucking chlorine in there, clean that piss up a little bit. But
you're going to shock it and chlorine it. Do a little pH test real quick. It's like cleaning a hot tub. Yeah. It's really not that big of a deal.
It shouldn't be that big of a deal. I've seen there's an entire porn subgenre of, instead of a glory hole, it's like a table that they cut a hole into, and then you lay down and put your penis through the hole, and then a woman's underneath the table and sucks you off. I feel like pissing into a one-way check valve while cuddled up on a cold morning without having to get out of bed would feel way better. Almost. It would be, I feel like that's something I would more seek out than getting my dick sucked on through a table.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I think this is something that I should workshop and then tell you.
You could sell it to fetish people where it's like, maybe there's a way bigger zipper where someone can climb into it.
That's true, yeah.
And be like in the water and piss.
There's somebody that would want to. Because
people go in cubes.
I was the cube people, and then there's that guy that pays people so that he can just sit in their septic tank. Have you seen that guy? He just
you probably told me about
him. He digs up
That's
the septic tank lid, pulls it off, and he just goes and sits down in their tank. And you see the roaches crawling on the walls and shit behind him. He's just sitting in a big.
How much would you? What would it take to let that guy do that to you for a week?
What? Go sit in my septic tank?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the neighbors would smell it, and they would be like, "What's going on with the stink?" Because if you get your septic tank pumped, neighbors are already like, "Smells like shit out here." Okay, like what's going on? So a week of this guy sitting, it would have to be enough money that I would be willing to talk to my neighbors for a week's time where they're bitching at me over the stink. So we're getting into the thousands of dollars probably.
I think even without the neighbor thing, just the idea.
Wait, can I live stream it?
His POV or yours?
No, I would have a camera where I would just be like, this freak asked me to sit in my septic tank.
Hey, are you still down there?
I have a Kick account, and I would just be like, look at this guy just sitting in this septic tank. He's still out there. And like
Abby has to bring him meals.
Yeah, I would do a 24-hour stream where it's like I even have work lights set up, like construction lights at night while he's just sitting in there.
Put a PB and jelly in a bag and flush it down the toilet.
that would be funny to
Here's some Gatorade.
Yeah, put stuff down the toilet, flush it, watch it come and hit him in the chest.
Like one of those bank suction tubes. That'd be pretty cool.
The price is all of a sudden reducing drastically. $1,000 at this point. If I can live stream it, $1,000.
I don't get, how does he see anything?
He has a flashlight.
No, wait, he just wants to see the poop?
No,
or he wants to see you pooping?
No, this guy, all he wants to do is he pulls off the septic tank lid, and he climbs down into it with like waders on, and he just sits down in like
this changes everything.
Yeah, he sits down on like 3 feet of poop and just sits there.
Somehow I thought he was trying to see you like being in a porta potty. Like seeing you take your poops and pees.
No.
Oh, I do it for a lot less money than if he's just in.
You thought he was like looking up into my asshole while I was pooping?
Yeah.
No, that would. I was thinking that would make the price go up or down.
He's got
up
one
or
of
down.
those cartoon eyes. That goes around the tube.
All of a sudden, a periscope comes out of my toilet.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming.
Anybody feeling a poop coming soon? Or?
You guys having chili tonight? Okay.
Chili again. Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
that's strange. I mean,
by the way, if I was,
shame.
I don't like to discriminate a whole lot, but if I was a dictator, that guy would get publicly executed on national TV. A guy that wants to sit in people's fucking septic tanks, they do not belong in my nation. Okay.
If I was a dictator, I'd be doing like punishment that fits the crime. Like he would be put into.
He would be drawn and quartered on live TV for me.
He would be put into a septic tank.
What? So he dies with a heart on or something?
No. I would put him in an empty, clean septic tank and then just not allow people to poop or piss in that toilet ever.
He would be making his own fetish. He would be like, he would start pooping in there. He would start peeing in there. There's no way to make a person like that happy. I would put him in like one of those sanitary clean rooms, like what's the opposite of a septic tank?
Like just one of those white padded rooms.
Yeah, just like a white.
But
I'd put him in a fucking
like a metal
Apple
diaper
store
on him
with no products to sample or anything. Just an Apple store, locked door.
I'd have him in one of those white padded rooms on Hellraiser meat hooks with tubes connected to his penis and asshole, so he can never see his piss or poop. Yeah. And they go straight into the wall, and he has to look forward at the white padded walls.
And every 20 minutes, I'd come in there with a fucking Febreze air and just like make sure it smells. I would refresh the potpourri in there. I'd put potpourri, oil diffusers, and
I'd bathe him.
And then that would be live stream on national TV.
What did he do? He was just kind of a creep. Yeah. He wasn't really hurting anyone, but I just found it pretty gross. So.
I've always heard like the fascist playbook is like you find a scapegoat. You find like the Nazis found the Jews and just said like these are the source of our troubles. Why do they always find a race? Why can't they find just one guy? Like guys,
I'll do the sacrifice. You can put all the pain in the world on me.
Make a Jesus figure. Just be like, guys, America's failing because of the septic guy, and we need to fucking get rid of him right now.
But we can't kill him because then they're going to be like, why are the problems not dealt with?
You got to
put him in a black cell, and then you just make this hunt for him.
Yeah.
Nobody's septic tank safe.
Yeah.
Everyone gets along. Everyone's scared.
Act like he's a fugitive. He's jumping from septic tank to septic tank.
One of those Saddam Hussein drawings where it's just him sideways in a septic tank.
In a tank.
He could be in yours. He could be literally in yours. He was last seen in all 50 states.
That Saddam drawing is like one of my favorite depictions of any serious matter that's ever been done. So funny to me.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That in your septic tank that would get the people riled.
That would unify a nation. All political strife would cease to exist. Racial strife, because everybody's got septic, you know. Well, unless you're on sewer.
Everyone. Yeah.
But the sewer's how he gets around.
Or unless you're like homeless or live in the middle of nowhere. Have an outhouse. I would start flushing rat poison. I'd start flushing things that could kill him if he was in there.
Yeah, this is horrible, but I think it was in Brazil. They had a problem with homeless people living in the sewers. And so they just started dumping
firebombing.
Yeah, they started dumping like kerosene down into the manholes and just lit it up. Like they just burned out the sewers. Which we
don't like. We have a problem with you being down there. They've gone to like the one place where it's like, all right, man, we're not bothering anyone. Yeah.
Fuck you down there, dude. It's like the Futurama, like old, like the mutants live underground. Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. They're just like hanging out in the sewers. Like they can't have shit.
I want to see like the king homeless guy that survived the fire bombings down there. There has to have been a couple of them that were like, they experienced it Like they were running while the big fucking wave of shit fire came towards them. All the rats getting completely just annihilated down the tube. And
I bet he jumps on the wave of rats and rides it out. Yeah.
Dives down into a big slop poop.
Yeah, further into poop tunnels.
Oh, the fire burned so hot it dried the shit on my back. I got encrusted in shit.
Yeah.
It was like a kiln and I was in the clay.
That would be cool.
And I emerged.
And he can't poop anymore because it's all crusted over his butt. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be like a really badass movie if someone made that. That'd be like really badass.
Yeah,
and
like a sewer John Wick or something.
And it would like kind of memorialize those people.
I think they need something. I think they're quickly being forgotten except for that one Vice documentary. So there needs to be like
how I know that.
Yeah, there needs to be like a Rambo movie or a John Wick where he was a sewer guy, a sewer man. Yeah.
You're shit out of luck. I'm shit. I'm the poop guy that comes up the sewer. I can talk to rats, and I'm the one survivor. Nah. Maybe it's a Christmas movie.
That would be cool, though. He has some sort of agenda that he completes by pushing M80s up toilets as people are sitting in them.
Yeah. Just a M80 sliding right into the dictator's asshole. Yeah.
You killed my family.
Oh, I think that sushi's gone down good.
Yeah. I think we talked like 2 episodes ago about a medieval guy getting stabbed up his asshole from like a castle toilet.
Oh yeah.
There's been a lot of like death by toilet type.
Yeah. Well, it's a
classic trope.
Yeah, it's
in
cool.
This podcast.
Yeah, it's like a trope in media. Yeah. I only listen to this podcast. It's like I hear it referenced a lot.
We used to have a book that would sit on the back of the toilet for a while that like everybody just kind of communally read it, but it was that Stephen King book Dreamcatcher.
Read it.
And there's I think there's a scene where like one of the aliens from the sewer like crawls up someone's asshole while they're on the toilet and ends up killing them. And I just remember, like, my brother showed it to me. He was like, dude, read this next time you're on the toilet. And I was too young to read it while I was on the toilet. And I read it, and it completely warped my mind for a little bit.
Alien, what was? Or, like, you were just, like, you couldn't read? Or?
No, I was young enough that
scared.
The subject matter was scary to me. Yeah. I was more like a Dr. Seuss age.
That'd scare me right now if I read that while taking a shit. It's too real, man. It's too real. I don't know. I hate those videos where like a rat like swims through the thing and pops up in your toilet, or a snake.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like the reason why it's so ripe for horror is because you're so exposed.
You're so vulnerable.
It's like even dogs know there is, a dog will take a shit in the yard and look at you for protection.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I like imagine being a caveman.
Well,
taking a shit somewhere.
When I've had a problem now with Gwen, like I'll let her out in the backyard and she'll just run off into the woods after a raccoon or something like that. So when she goes out at night, I come out with a big flashlight, and sometimes I turn it on while she's pooping. And it's so funny to be like above a dog while they're pooping and then turn a flashlight on them, because she turns towards me and like does the smile. You know, dogs like they smile.
I think a UFO's about to pick her up.
Yeah.
What if you shined your flashlight in the woods and there was like 1,000 little eyes looking back at you? Scary.
Yeah, that would be horrifying.
We're the poop guys from South America.
They burned us out.
Yeah.
I heard there's one guy in the U.S. that likes to sit in septic tanks, and he's our leader. Where is he?
He knows.
He heard tell. He's like, I just imagine down in the sewers, there's like, they've done like cave paintings with poop on the inside of the tunnels. And they have
they've got a horse.
No, it's of things they see, like rats
like
standing on turds and using them like it's Venice, like their boat
flushed away type shit.
Yeah. But I imagine they would have like some sort of like story about like a messiah.
1,000 drawings of just turds. What do I see around me?
Roach.
Like half an apple in here. How'd that get here? Okay, draw that real quick. Okay, what is this guy got? Like 5-ply toilet paper? Must be a king. This toilet paper's still dry. How is that even possible? Yeah, there's probably a lot of wonders down there.
Yeah. Lots of drugs, I bet.
Yeah, that's one of those things where like we had that one guy on here that was like urban explorer. Like I always thought that'd be so fun to just go into old buildings or go into not sewers necessarily, but tunnels and stuff. And the older I get, the more I'm like, I don't want to do that even a little.
Yeah.
Like maybe a little still. Like there's a lot of abandoned buildings in Indianapolis, and sometimes I do think like
I really
kind of cool.
I do like urbex, but I don't. I think it's been spoiled to me a little bit by. There's a couple guys that
guest coming on and really ruining your.
Yeah, that guy was. I don't know if it's because my mom died the day before or if
it could have had something to do with it.
Yeah, literally less than 24 hours since she died, and then I met that guy, and he was like.
And for me, I thought he was the guy that did Epic Skyrim Raps. He was a different guy, so I was a little pissed off too. We both were disappointed. We both had our reasons to be pissed off,
yeah.
And it just.
And so in my headcanon is that he killed my mom now.
Yeah. And my headcanon, he killed the guy that does Skyrim Epic Rap. Yeah. Double king. Yeah,
But
he was like, yeah, I go into like buildings. I'm like, when the fuck does this guy start rapping? Okay. Yeah, I kind of like crawling around in abandoned malls. Okay, all right, dude. We didn't bring you on here to talk about your fucking hobbies. Like, talk about your day job. Okay. When are you gonna start rapping about dragons and shit? Took me about 2.5 hours to realize that wasn't coming.
I'm a completely different guy. Yeah. There's these guys that are in like Eastern like satellite countries, I think, like ex-Soviet satellite countries, and
Serbia.
And they do a lot of urban exploring in just abandoned Soviet installations. Some of the coolest urbex you will ever see in your life. They'll just find like, here's like a tank depot of decommissioned tanks, and there's one security guard that has an AK, and they know his route. They've been watching him enough that he like walks this route, and they'll just wait till he's past. And then they'll just infiltrate and just show you so many. It's like Tarkov. It's watching someone go through Tarkov, but everything's got like 1.5 inches of dust on it, and it's so great.
Do they loot it?
No, they don't do any looting. They just kind of look around. And
if I got put in a Tarkov environment, my instincts would one guard.
Yeah.
Hey, rock to the back of the head. Now I've got an AK. Yeah. And I'd probably just shoot his legs off. And then I'd go in there and I'd start
put on his hat, put on his armband.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, cool hat. Put on his underwear. Couldn't do this in the game. Soiled underwear. Oh, he death shitting it. Well, I still want it.
Yep.
Yeah. That would be great. Kill a guy and take his socks and underwear.
I wonder how long would it take, like imagine you're a forensics cop. How long would it take for you to realize that the person that you found at the crime scene, the killer has completely swapped their clothing with his clothing? He took off his underwear and his socks and put it all on.
YouTuber merch on, okay. Got gym shorts and clean underwear, no poop in them.
This is like the only guy. Yeah. Coroner says there was shit in between his butt cheeks, but his underwear was clean as a whistle.
There's something more to this case. I know it. There's something more. Who could have been the killer? A guy in the poopy pants?
One of the guys in the lineup had a big fresh pile of shit in his underwear, but no poop between his butt cheeks. Yeah. His butt cheeks clean as a whistle. Okay, things are lining
up. A little cotton swab. Okay, no poopy in there, just the regular amount.
Big cork board, clean butthole, dirty butthole, clean underwear, dirty underwear.
Unknown if it's just dirty from not wiping enough, or this guy's got a bidet. And okay, this is getting real interesting. Got my red yarn going all over. His butthole was clean. You must acquit, or you must not acquit. I don't know. I'd probably kill myself if I was the cop on that case. Too much. Too confusing.
Well, it sucks. Like, I think most of the cops, like the end result is just they know who did it. They just have to find the. Yeah, because like 99 times out of 100, it's the fucking spouse. It's always the spouse.
Don't reference this if, like, your wife.
Yeah, if Abby dies,
it's not always. It's not always.
Yeah,
leave some room. Leave some room. Let's say 94%.
Yeah, most of the time it's the spouse. Yeah. But I would never. No. I'm a non-violent guy. Even if I have the cleanest asshole in the world and I'm wearing a thong full of shit, I am the most non-violent man you have ever met.
That's just some shit I like to do. That's just some stuff I like to do on the side. Is that illegal? I don't remember that being illegal.
Yeah, find me the law. What law?
When I'm doing my usual suspects walkout and I've got my regular walk and then if poop starts coming out my pant leg at the end. Oh my God, that guy had poop in his pants. I don't know where I'm going with that one, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, instead of the limp regular walk, like there actually was some poopy in there.
Oh, the end of the usual suspect?
Yeah, where he's like, what? Yeah. But when he like shakes his pant legs, some poop comes out.
The cop's out on the sidewalk, like watching the poop hit the pavement, piecing it all together. No, I think the equivalent would be he lets him go. And then the commissioner like sits down in his office and he looks down at the ground and sees poop on the carpet. And then he goes, oh shit. Oh, he's left the building. He runs out into the lobby. You can't find him anywhere. And then you see me doing the shuffle walk and poop is leaving my pants and hitting.
I go from walking completely cool and normal to like
shaking out the last little bit. Yeah. That
would be in a parody movie in the 2000s. They need to bring those back. That's some parody movie writing right there. That's some fucking real shit.
Dude, when I was a kid, that movie was so badass. And I'm not saying it's not a good movie now, but it's kind of it's almost like Boondock Saints where it's like kind of trashy, you know, like it's not like a super artistic movie. But I really do like The Usual Suspects. When I was a kid, I think it's Stephen Baldwin that's in that movie. I thought he was so badass because he had this money clip.
Is he the one from Biodome or no?
Yes, he is. Yeah, he is.
Oh, okay.
I think he's in that movie too.
Because of Biodome.
I thought he was badass in The Usual Suspects because he had this money clip that was a dragon head that grabbed his money, and I was like, could a guy get any cooler?
Yeah.
And then,
is there anything classier in the world
than a big fucking dragon head that grabs your money? And also, we were just talking last night about that movie Swordfish with
Wait, sorry, you cut out for like 1 second.
That movie Swordfish.
Oh wait, is that the hacker one?
Yes. And it's got
John Travolta.
It's got Travolta in it. I was telling Bizzle, I was like, dude, I used to think Travolta was like the coolest guy in that movie when I was young. And then I got older. I was like, he's a fucking dork and he has a soul patch and he's got like his hair slicked back and everything. He looks like just a douchebag. He just looks like a douchebag. But
it is, the perspective switch when you become an adult can really, not to bring up Biodome again, but I remember being like, not that they're badass, because even in the movie, you're like, Jesus Christ. Well, even when you're a kid, you're like, okay, what are these guys like fucking Dumb and Dumber over here? But I remember being like, yeah, they could realistically get babes. Like, that seems right. Watch that back.
Nah, there's no way.
No, Pauly Shore is like a little weird freak.
His interviews I've seen of him on like Joe Rogan and stuff are so funny because he's completely doesn't understand why people don't like him anymore. He was like, I can't just like play that character until I'm like 40. No, they're not going to keep making movies like Biodome movies.
Yeah, that time Hey, I'm sure like everything, it will come back one day. We'll start getting more Encino Mans and biotomes and stuff, but that era's over.
Are comedy movies like in a good spot right now? I feel like they're.
I don't know if I've watched any like this year.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been watching more like horror movies have been pretty good. Very excited for Nosferatu.
No, I just mean like the last decade. Like,
because
I always like
when Ryan Gosling's in them.
When I think of like comedy movies, I think of like Step Brothers and like Superbad
came together,
and even like that movie Starsky and Hutch.
That's a good movie.
I thought that's
probably one of those movies that if I rewatch it now, I'd be like, eh.
No, I thought it was funny as fuck when I was younger, and I rewatched it recently. That movie holds up. That's a funny movie.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm glad to hear that.
Very funny
that was
movie.
a funny movie.
Yeah.
I'd say the best comedies the last couple of years, just from Googling comedy movies of the decade. Nice Guys. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Nice Guys. I can't recommend that enough. We were just talking about that with the guy that punched his way through the glass. Yeah, like if I was to punch my way through glass, I would probably wrap up my fist a little bit to protect it. But then I would ultimately, I would still punch through and sever my arm just like Ryan Gosling at the beginning of Nice Guys.
Punch or kick?
If I actually had to break a window, I would fucking use a rock.
Oh, okay, this guy thinks outside the box.
Yeah, I would just. I would look left and right and go. There has to be something near me that I can throw. Have you seen that classic video of two robbers trying to break into a place and they throw a brick at a plexiglass window and it bounces off the plexiglass and knocks his friend out? Completely fucking lays him out.
I feel like a hammer is just a good tool.
I think I would probably get like a glove that has like I would cat burglar. I would do the circle where I'd cut out
a glove with like claws on it, like,
and I would have a full tight PVC black claws. Like latex suit with little cat ears on top, and I would come crawling down the side of the building.
Black bullwhip,
yeah, a black whip, and I would get in there that way. Which after you cut the hole, like what do you? Oh, I guess you like reach in and open up a door. So I would have,
but it feels like a lot of times it's just like on a window outside a build, like a big glass window. They do that shit.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe they cut a bigger hole than I remember. Sometimes they've got a little thing that suction cups. Maybe I'm thinking Mission Impossible specifically, and it like.
Yeah. I think
I would just climb down the side of the skyscraper, little hammer, break right in.
I think knowing my luck, I would go through the whole thing of looking like Catwoman, and I would rappel, which, by the way, it's a lot of logistics in getting on top of a building that you're trying to break in. If you can break into a building, I feel like, or if you can get on top of a building, by God, you should be able to break into it without having to do all this shit. But by the time I rappel down and then I do I think I would go to reach in and then I would cut myself anyways on the sharp edge. And then I would be hanging off the building with a completely severed hand. Yeah.
Knocking on the glass. Hey guys, can you, quick help real quick, please.
No, I'm serious. Looking through the hole. I'm serious. Let me in.
I'm a window washer in black spandex. You gotta help me. I'll go to prison, please.
Imagine how fat my little face would look with the black spandex, like the Catwoman
look awesome.
Outfit. That would rock.
They probably just go out there and fucking cut your cord.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've seen that video where the guy's like punches through. Well, I guess like car windows and stuff are made to shatter smaller and stuff. But the guy, he's like, "Is that all?" And he punches right through the glass window.
So badass,
we talked about it's crazy because like a video like that makes me want to punch through glass. Makes me think it'd be really cool. Video like we were discussing earlier
makes you think
completely terrified.
Yeah. I've also seen,
because it's so quick.
I've seen another one where a guy gets pissed at a dude in a car and he's standing next to the guy's car and he turns to walk away and then does a fucking spinning heel kick and shatters his driver's window.
Very
I'm
cool
like,
too.
Dude, that's like out of
house.
Yeah, that's like out of a fucking anime or something. Like to do a spinning heel kick, break down someone's window. That's insane. I don't know.
I think glass could stop me from breaking into a lot of places after that video. No cameras, no alarm system. That glass, I don't know.
Yeah, that's. You know what? I've also realized that there's a lot of danger in doing illegal stuff. Yeah, like there would have to be some serious reason for me to want to break through a window and get in, more than monetary wealth.
I get the urge a lot to, granted, just watch Ocean's 11 again not that long ago, but when I go to like museums or something, it's like I really do want to pull off a heist.
Yeah.
But then the punishment, very daunting.
It is,
but it's like they've got a full set of samurai armor in there. If I could somehow get that museum quality.
The problem with a heist too is a proper heist. If you're gonna do it up legit,
got a team.
You have to have a team, and then all of a sudden you got weak links. You know, there's some people that are gonna be mouthy. They're gonna start talking about it. If I was in Ocean's 11, he's got just his confidence in these people is ironclad, and I'm like, there's no way. First of all, Matt Damon's gonna be the guy that squeals. Absolutely every time. Like if I was to,
hey, I'm not a rat.
If I was to pick out who's going to squeal, it would be him, and maybe Bernie Mac.
Damon.
I think Bernie Mac might, but
yeah,
I understand the want to do an awesome heist,
masculine urge,
to
just like kind of get a group of your guys together and like pull off something insane.
Yeah,
casing a place out.
Oh, I feel like casing a place would be even better than the heist itself.
The thrill would be incredible.
Yeah.
Just it's like voyeurism, but with a purpose.
And
that could be very cool.
And then that moment where like, because you're ultimately, in my mind, if you're doing the casing work, you're probably not the head honcho. You're not coming up with the actual scheme. There's no bigger payoff than when the guy comes to check in on you. He's like, "So what do you got?" And I go, "Well, the Mark's about to leave the building in 3, 2, 1." And then you see him through binoculars walk out of the building. Be like, I did my job, dude. I know which hand he uses to hold his wiener in the stall. I know what he likes to eat, what he likes to drink, when he goes and does things. I would feel like I'm playing Hitman, actually, because I have some of the guard routes down to basically that.
It's like those Urbex people that the thrill they got from knowing when that guard
would walk
on the shifts.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Played a lot of Splinter Cell when I was a kid. Would love to sneak around somewhere.
Yeah.
I wish we had 2 lives. One for fun and one for real stuff. One to just try.
Yeah.
Just try. And it's like I talked about last week, when I went to the zoo, it's like, really what I'm doing there is going, damn, those animals are bigger than I thought. But also shocking amount, as we saw with, in the news with Harambe and all these things, very easy to get into a lot of animals exhibits. Like insanely easy, where it's like, if I didn't want to just throw my life away, would love to jump in. And it's, I talked about, I was really excited to see the planes. They had an entire section of the zoo open where there's no animals, no staff, no people. I could have just run out into the plains, just a quick hop, and been running where cheetahs run. They've got like their buildings where they have animals, just no staff around. Like, I cased this for a minute. Maybe I put some Vaseline on the coat or whatever and see where they clicked. I don't know how it works. Just be very fun to break into places.
Yeah.
Jump in, not into the tiger pit, not into the polar bears or anything, but like the red panda. Nobody around there. I could just jump in there and like sucker punch that little fucker, jump right back out.
Yeah.
Like exotic hunting right there. I could just go in there with a little slingshot. Like they don't even have any secure. I could slingshot a fucking polar bear. And like, would they catch me? Maybe.
I don't think you would kill one.
Would that just be like baseless animal cruelty? Like if I just, just like hit a panda real quick with a little, gumball or something? It's just that I could if I were.
Have you ever read the Chronicles of Narnia?
No, I've seen the movies. I've seen the films.
It's like these little like British people that then go into their like wardrobe and then they come out in a mystical world. If you could just go in your wardrobe and just be in a carbon copy of your world. That way, because at one point in the Chronicles of Narnia, you have to
get back through the wardrobe, right?
Ooh, yeah, I didn't think about like being in
prison. If you got in prison,
yeah,
You have to bide your time. You have to plan another escape. That could be fun.
That could be fun. Because there is a point in the
Prison
Chronicles
Break.
of Narnia where they're like 45 and they're kings of the environment, and then they go back through and they're like still 12, like in England. And that could be cool to be like a career criminal. And then, but no, in the real world, in my actual life, through the wardrobe, I'm still just Sam. Just normal Sam.
The boring stupid
guy.
fuck.
No skeletons in his
world,
closet. Just regular old Sam.
I'm a gentleman thief.
Yep.
And I've got kind of like, I've got people that have betrayed me that I have some weird sexual chemistry with.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my old crew. Got to rebuild that trust. Got one more heist. Love that.
I was watching that movie Groundhog Day. And
Oh, yeah.
there's like that scene where he just has completely memorized when the armored truck pulls up to the bank and then they look away from the money bags for 2 seconds and he just walks up there and grabs it and walks out. And I keep thinking, like, how many times did he have failure of not getting that money? In fact, on his way over to the armored truck, he's like 10, 9, 8. And then he stops for a second and goes, car, and a car drives by. That means at one point he was planning this and got mowed over by that car at some point.
Yeah.
But
oh, yeah. A lot of time loop. Very interesting. I don't know if I'd want to be caught in one.
No.
Unless it was a really sweet day.
It would be really, I would be scared for a while because eventually the time loop has to stop. And he does go through, I think, like a phase where he's like bad boy, and it's like, he's like, who cares if I get caught? I'm like, yeah, but what if this day doesn't restart?
That does freak me out. Yeah, that would,
because eventually I would want to go on murder hobo spree. And it's like, what if this is the day? After spending so many years, it's
before I even know it's a time loop. Whew.
I wake up and that fucking clock radio says the same thing it did the day before. I immediately think, this is Groundhog Day. I'm going to kill the first person I come across.
No, the first day it plays, it hasn't even been played twice. I kill a bunch of people and then I wake up in a time loop. Thank God I got caught in a time loop type situation. Because I fucked up big time yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, as a kid, the only thing I wanted was just like Elder Scrolls or, but any game, like save load system.
Yeah.
Would be like the coolest power ever.
You would be absolutely panicking if you're having a conversation with me and you just see like in the top corner, like saving.
Quick save.
Holy fuck. Sam just hit F5 on his wristwatch. I saw him. He hit F5. Oh, fuck.
What, are you going to load back something there?
All of a sudden, quick reload. And I'm just panting. I'm out of breath. Why are you out of breath all of a sudden, Sam? No reason, dude.
And then I look down and my dick's gone and my butt's got poop in it and stuff.
He's standing on a big pool of blood. It's despawning from underneath you.
I don't think that's how it'd work, but I saw, I know which one you'd pick before I even say it, but it was one of those what ifs a lot of people were arguing about yesterday, but it was just be able to teleport anywhere in the world instantly, take as many people as you want with you, or be able to stop time and then resume it whenever you want. And if you like stop time, you could sleep and then you'd be rested, then resume. So that deal with your sleep problem. And a lot of people were like, well, technically to stop time.
Do I age when I stop time?
No.
Oh. Okay, here's the complicated part. Would things like electrical stuff still work? Could I still be on the internet? And
people debate that kind of stuff because I've seen ones where they're like, let's just say everything works, but like you can't fly, you can't go in a plane or anything. Yeah.
Everybody else is static, but like, I can still do my job and then unfreeze time and be the best dad in the world. I would probably take that. But then again, saying, hey guys, do you want to go to France for lunch?
Yeah. Do you want to do a jumper type shit?
Yeah.
Do you want to
teleport right into a bank vault? That's a fucking spicy meatball. That one's hard, dude. That one's a hard one.
And all the comments were like, well, technically with freeze time, you could teleport anywhere in the world. You just have to be very patient. But like, imagine getting to fucking...
I don't love my family enough to load them up like Inception and carry their static bodies to a location.
Let's go to Asia with no planes, and I've got to like drive a boat or something.
I have to row a boat over a static ocean over the waves. No, I'm good.
Oh my God, there's a ghost wave ahead. To climb up a 200-foot wave.
I think a selfish answer would say freeze time. But
Yeah.
I would get up to a lot of illegal activities with freeze time.
Like what?
I would just, all the places you can't go, a zoo. You know, that red panda, you can walk right up to it and be like, freeze time, motherfucker. I get to pet you. I get to put my fingers in your mouth and you can't do anything about it.
Oh, what nice teeth you have.
Yeah. If
Souvenir.
You fucking pissed me off, like, let's say mid-podcast, you just get the best of me in a verbal argument, I would freeze time. I would drive all the way up to your house. And then I would just put a big fucking pile of shit in your pants and kind of up your shirt and onto your face a little bit and take a big dump on top of your... I would sit here for weeks eating your food and shitting on you, using you as a toilet. And then I would go all the way back to my house and unfreeze time. And you would be sitting there with shit all over you. And everybody would forget you getting the best of me because all of a sudden, boobs covered in shit.
And then I'd be like, what? And then I'd go to the hospital because I'd be so scared. This isn't my poop in my pants. I can tell. My butthole's clean, so it doesn't make sense why there's poop in my pants.
Plus, it would also be like, you could do some really funny bits where like, I just... Like right now, I just like go, hey, I'm going to use the bathroom. I freeze time. I go work out for 6 months and I come back and I'm just in like great shape.
It's like, every one of these always boils down to like the ultimate best power to have in any of these, trickster god.
Yeah.
Just being able to manipulate shit. Just being able to make it where like,
I think time's the obvious one.
Like I watched Beetlejuice the other day. It was all right. It's not as good as the first one. Really rushed the ending. But Beetlejuice himself being like a trickster demon. Also, there was this episode of Supernatural I watched when I was a kid with a trickster god. They just have the most fun. You can just you can manipulate anything.
Yeah.
You can just...
There's a guy in Adventure Time like that. He's just there to fuck
grow
around.
Some big old boobs. Yeah. Shrink them down. Just like fucking with people with that kind of... Which is godlike power. Yeah, I'd like that. Yeah. I could just make you shit your pants, or it'd be an illusion. I don't know how powerful they are, but Beetlejuice is pretty goddamn powerful. Okay, I watched the movie.
And I think in the first one, he's only there for like 15 minutes. It's like such a tiny amount of time.
And he kills every second on screen. Yeah, that's my one complaint with this one is anytime Beetlejuice wasn't on the screen, I was just going, come on.
Yawn. What, Danny DeVito?
Beetlejuice.
He was there for a little bit, and he
for like a minute and a half.
Yeah, he drinks like cleaner or something, and goes like.
That was cool. So you've seen this movie?
I've seen parts of it. My kids watched it about 15 times, and I haven't watched it all the way. Because I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a fan of the first one, and so I didn't care about seeing the second one. Okay. There was aspects of the first one that I really liked, like seeing tiny Beetlejuice when she's like looking down into the city. Oh my God. Yeah. And there's some cool like film effects where they did like forced perspective and stuff in that movie, but I wasn't a fan of the whole story.
Loved, what's her name? Susan's. No, it's not. What's the bitch's name? Come on. In the first Beetlejuice, Alec Baldwin and someone. Pretty sad they weren't in this one. I guess I get why Alec Baldwin wasn't in it because he like blew that.
Yeah, he like shot some woman in the face out 7 times or something.
Gina Davis. Yeah. My childhood crush from A League of Their Own.
Yeah.
So, love the first Beetlejuice. Not in the second one.
If I remember correctly, Abby told me that they explained that they're not in there because they're like, yeah, they got in like a plane crash or something like off screen. They like explain it.
They're ghosts.
Oh, are they?
How would that make any... In the first movie, they're ghosts. They die in the opening scene.
Really? What the hell?
That's like the whole...
Well, then she hasn't paid attention to the fucking movie.
No, in this movie, I watched it like 2 days ago. They're like, they literally just say like, we found a loophole and they moved on.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. Yeah. She's like,
we found a loophole.
They're just not there with us. They're gone.
And it's like the first one ends and they're like, goddamn, Winona Ryder's new parents. In this one, they're also the dad from the first one, he got like imprisoned or something.
Yeah.
What didn't he like?
Oh, that's
rape
the
a bunch of people or something? Jeffrey Jones.
That's the principal to Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah,
he's a pedophile.
Oh, pedophile. Okay, well, yeah, they just have the shark or something like bite his entire head off, so they don't have to show him.
That's awesome.
His face, but he's in it. Here's what I don't like about the second one. Okay, not to talk about this, but what's her name? Monica Bellucci or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're building her up the whole movie. Did you see the part where she dies?
No.
She's just the whole movie kind of like walking around hallways, like sucking souls. She shows up and they just draw a little portal to the sandworm and it eats her in like maybe 10 seconds. And it's just, that's it.
I haven't.
And then the other villain of the movie dies in like 10 seconds.
You said Monica Bellucci, right?
Yeah.
She was my childhood crush. I thought she was so fucking hot. I thought she was hot in the Matrix.
In the Matrix.
Reloading.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she was hot. Yeah.
Yeah. She's in. Okay. I need to be I'm looking at her catalog right now. I need to be watching.
You
more.
want there's that movie Irreversible. Absolutely, I would not recommend watching that. It's a French movie.
Yeah, stupid French. But she's in it.
It is like one of the more graphic movies I've ever seen. Ever. It was
okay. I don't want to watch it.
Very, very graphic. Very
don't like it.
Like Tom of Finland-esque graphic.
Okay, I'm back on. Okay, I'm getting whiplash here. What is it?
What do you mean graphic? Graphic to you, erotic to me? What do you mean by that? Yeah.
She's in The Passion of the Christ. She's Mary.
Really?
In The Passion of the Christ. I got to watch that movie. I remember my dad had that on DVD, and when I was a little kid, I'm like, can I watch this? And he's like,
no.
No.
Like,
this is the one movie I don't think you should watch right now. I'm like,
yeah.
That's cool with me, man. I guess I don't want to watch the God movie. All right, I tried.
Yeah. He should have set you up with Jesus Christ Superstar. We should do a double feature, Jesus Christ Superstar and then Passion of the Christ. Or maybe Passion first and then to bring people out of the depression. Because I've heard it's a
depressing movie.
They really give it to him. Yeah. They beat the fuck out of that guy before they kill him. And
then they hit him with that spear.
Yeah, and they put like a painful hat on his head or something.
The hat of sorrow. The hat that makes you scream.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then they put him up on like a big like T. And
what about instead of Passion of Christ, we just watch Life of Brian?
Yeah, but that could be added to it. We could sandwich to stomach Passion of the Christ. We start with Jesus Christ Superstar, do Passion of Christ, then end with Life of Brian.
And then if we're still a little somber, maybe we just end the night with some Impractical Jokers, funniest clips.
Yeah.
Best punishments, a little Family
I think
Guy
Sausage Party is also like the story of Jesus, and so we could add that one on to the end too.
Is it?
Yeah,
I might have missed that.
Yeah.
Well, so is Narnia, right? Narnia is like biblical.
I've heard that the lion is supposed to be Jesus, but I just don't buy it.
I think the lion's God.
The lion. Okay, so who's Jesus?
I don't know. I've just heard that the movie's like...
I'm not watching it unless they beat the shit out of a Jewish guy and put a painful hat on him. I'm just not going to watch it, okay? And
Tilda Swinton punishes him.
Yeah.
Do you want a Turkish sweet? Crucify him! Yeah, they're going to remake those movies. Turkish delight, whatever the fuck that little fat kid's eating in that. I wanted.
Which, by the way, have you ever had one of those? They fucking suck. They're like the worst candy in the world.
I had a rose one once, and it was really good.
No, there's no way. They're so floral. It's like eating potpourri. I'm not eating that shit. It's gross.
Swear to God, almost as good as a rose toy. Someone the other day asked me about Christmas gifts, and they were like, you should buy your grandma, it's called like an aura frame. It's like, it's like a great gift for old people. It's a frame photo that you upload photos to, and then it's like a slideshow of their photos. And I don't know why, but I genuinely thought they asked me if I wanted to get my grandma a rose toy at first. What in the world are you talking about? Would she like it? Probably. Is it appropriate for me to get her?
No.
I don't think so. Now, if Santa got it for her, that's different. If it says it's from Santa.
Grandma from Santa. Wink. Yeah. Woo!
From Santa. Who could it be? Now, this one's going to blow your tits off. Okay. I've gone ahead. It's a little confusing. I've taped over all the buttons that aren't extreme pounding. That way you don't mess with the settings.
It just says from Santa, and then while she's unwrapping it, just be like, I heard there's already batteries in it. You don't have to worry about it. Okay.
I heard Santa put battery in it. I heard you've got a subscription to a VR porn website and a new headset too. Yeah, we talked a lot about VR porn the last couple videos. I think even last video I said I plugged it back in.
Is that your new?
Now I'm wondering about the morality of VR porn to a certain extent, because like, when does it become like cheating?
Yeah.
If you're in a VR porn that's so real,
yeah,
and you've got like one of your sex systems, like an auto blow or something, at what point is it like?
It's also
maybe I've gone
unethical
too
because
far?
you're literally experiencing pussy you didn't earn, or pay for that matter.
Yeah.
It's some sort of, that has to be like a biological hack, I've already heard that like our generation has seen more naked women than all of our ancestors combined just because of internet porn. Like imagine like the 1850s, they would probably see like 3 naked women in their life unless they went out whoring. And then in that case, it's like,
But you go back far enough, it's like everyone was naked.
That's true. Yeah.
But there was less people.
But were they like porn quality ladies,
Yeah, were they virtual or were they real? And I saw, okay, I didn't do it because I don't have the headset for it, but they now have VR porn videos where you use pass-through and they film it in like a green screen room, and it looks like they're in your real life environment, like AR porn. That feels like wrong. I don't know. That feels like if like your wife walked in and was like, "What are you watching?" You're just like, and you can see your wife in the room. Like,
she
I don't know.
sees
It's
you
like
lean around.
Yeah,
like you're looking around somebody.
It's like at a point, like if you're in your own bed banging someone and it looks like in your bedroom.
Yeah. At what point is that cheating? Yeah.
What point is it like a Black Mirror dilemma? Versus like, hey, like something about just like, hey man, I'm on my phone. I just want to jerk off real quick. I'm clearly not these people. There's a line somewhere where it's like, I'm in my bedroom.
I feel like that line,
they're using my penis.
That line right now, you're up against it. You're right at that.
I'm not saying I'm doing these.
Your toes are right at that. If you're doing that, your toes are right at that line and you're leaning over the line, but you haven't crossed it yet. Your body's leaning over it. Your toes are at the line.
Listen, man, I'm not using pass-through technology.
The second they integrate like generative AI into the models so that you can be like, hey, honey, come over here and suck my balls. And then she can like, it changes based off what you're saying. And it's like Joy from Blade Runner.
Yeah.
You're cheating.
That's too far.
That's too far.
Okay.
When they can respond to what you want, it's over.
If it's like, your wife's a bitch, you should leave her for me.
Yeah.
Oh, wife nagging you again? Come on, sweetie. You know I love you. And it gives you like virtual money. It's like, here, I'll even chip in for the bills. Oh, nice. Yeah.
She like brings up stuff about your relationship.
Yeah.
She left the ham out all night. That was like $48. Bitch.
She didn't want you to eat that many cookies. That's funny because I couldn't give a shit how many cookies you ate. You could eat 100.
Oh, she only baked 24 cookies for the Christmas season. I would have baked more and a bigger variety.
If we get in a fight, I'll still have sex with you. Oh,
I'm falling in love already. Dude. Yeah.
Falling in love with a dream.
It's so funny too, because like, have you seen that movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix?
I haven't.
I haven't either, but
I know
I've seen
premise.
the premise. Yeah, he falls in love with like a chat bot, and it's supposed to still be the distant future from us. It's very quickly already surpassed that. There's people.
It's closer.
Yeah, it's closer to just being like, Hey, come over here, toots. Come give me a lap dance.
Yeah. Give him 10 years. I'm going to be fucking Jack linking to Jack. I'm going to be...
Dude, the retirement homes of us when we get older are going to rock, and for us, they're going to suck for the people that work there.
People have to clean all the spunk off my old body and all the
Walk
shit out
into
of my
little room, my little apartment. Oh my God. He's fully hooked up. He's fully hooked up.
Yeah, it's like I'm in a penthouse. I've got like all my women and my babes and stuff. That kind of stuff makes me like less scared to get really
We're
old.
just going to be like
that technology.
That little mouse guy from The Matrix where he's like, did you see the woman in the red dress?
Yeah.
I designed her myself.
Yeah.
Like what you see?
Yeah. I mean, that's cool. And like, I guess you could probably play video games and shit on it.
Yeah.
But
whatever. That won't
watch
matter.
movies,
Very
whatever.
quickly. That won't matter.
I heard old people are horny. So
Yeah.
if I can jack Link off, I will. I don't want to be banging other old people in the retirement home. My old wife, I want to be. I want to be gone. I want to be in another world.
I would actually be suspicious of people if it got that good. I would be suspicious of people that didn't use it. I'd be like, "What are you? You think you're better than me?
What do
you
you love your partner? You're still like banging them?
Oh, what, you like imperfect human shit? Okay,
yeah,
whatever."
Did you see the lady in the red dress?
Yeah. I'm like Icarus, but my wings don't melt at this point. Okay. No. And you're choosing to stay on the ground. You're pissing me off.
My CPU melted because I loaded too many red dress women. God.
Yeah, see, my CPU bursting into flames is my Icarus wings melting at that point.
My mounting glue. Oh my God. It all melted. That would be cool. Like how they did like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? But it was really like the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Like the tale of Icarus, but it's really in the future. It's about
what were they escaping in the story of Icarus?
Like a king or something? I don't know. Like, were they? The dad was like imprisoned or something.
They were
like
both.
You had to like build.
They
stuff?
were both in prison.
They both were. So he was trying to. I think he was an inventor, and then he's like, "What about I invent some
wings?"
And I've got just the craft glue to hold them together.
Got paraffin hand wax to hold all the fucking feathers like, in.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a real cautionary tale.
It is, yeah.
All right, guys. Why don't you think? We want you to think about that.
Yeah, that's something you're gonna think about for the rest of your 10-hour shift on that truck route. And you think about that. Go listen to another episode of ours, or possibly like the Joe Rogan Experience or something. A little minor competitor of ours, I think, is JRE. Can't think of any other podcasts that compete. But wait, what's that guy, the Eastern European guy that always does those boring ass podcasts? What's his name? He wears that fucking suit like he's in Reservoir Dogs. I can't remember his name. Doesn't matter.
Go watch that guy.
Yeah, go watch that guy if you want to fucking fall asleep while you're.
Yeah.
He has like the biggest guest in the world, and he's just fucking the most boring guy in the world.
Wait, Lex
Friedman? Yes, Lex Friedman. Yeah, go listen to Lex Friedman if you like an inferior product, or
if you want to grow your mind.
Grow your mind with him. Or if you want to remain dumb and giggle a little bit, you stay on this one. Okay, that's what we offer.
Yeah, or check out the tens of thousands of slightly inferior ones.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. We're gonna leave.
Yeah, we're out. Bye.